Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide. We are the Titans.
Blessings.
Yes, man. Tonight, people, tonight, well up, because we have special guest, Sir Paul Patmore. We know, Sir Paul Patmore is the candidate. I'm not talking what I'm talking about now. You know what I'm calling about candidate? We are telling about the MP in waiting.
Yeah,
as the election call. No two way about that.
Yeah, man. Next member of parliament for Southern Trelawny.
Thank you. For
That's
Southern
so good.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
man.
next member of parliament, MP, the member of parliament in wait. As it casts a zoom, him gone. No two ways about that. I know we are full panel tonight, so you know it go already. And by the way, Sir Patmore, we're going to start the show right now, but let me just tell the fam now. We have a clipping here with Dalrymple. She gone back to the old ways of buying vote, you know. So I'm going to play that and make you hear it too, you know. If you cast, oh well, if you cast a removal, this is a convicted criminal, then propel back down there to try to trick the people, but we know it's not working. It's not going to work. Yes, Byron, you're opening.
Well, basically, we are glad and very much happy to have, of course, Paul Patmore with us, right? Really, really, really love that. And of course, later we are going to delve in to the constituency to see, right, how well Paul Patmore is doing. And based on how Paul Patmore sound, to me, he has all the confidence that, of course, he'll be taking home that
So
seat.
Trelawny is ripe and ready, man.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
man.
it.
Ready
People,
for the
you
win.
hear that?
We are ready for the win.
Electorate, have you heard that? Paul Patmore full of confidence and we love it. And I yield back for our next title.
Yes, Pat, you opening.
Yes, man. Welcome, Mr. Patmore, member of parliament waiting. You know, I know you're going to bring a whole heap of new energy and new ideas.
Most definitely.
Your constituency. Because I mean, you know, before the fact that Dalrymple not supposed to even depend on the ballot paper. Because she's a convicted criminal. You understand? Yeah. And I mean, she tell too much lies, so the people don't have no trust in her. You know, right now, you, the people, them have all the trust in her.
Yeah.
We bring a new life and breathe new breath into Southeast Trelawny. Yeah, man, I yield back the floor.
Yeah, Southern Trelawny.
Southern,
yes.
Oh, yes. Southern. Pastor Ricky, you're opening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Father Lonesome, the Godfather, the Trendsetter, Lady Angie, and family. Good evening, sir. Melting Pot and Lady Melting Pot and family. Good evening, comrade.
Good evening, comrade. Good evening,
brother. And
Pastor Ricky. Yes,
yeah, man, big up yourself, enough respect. And
yes.
South Trelawny belongs to you. There's no doubt about that.
No.
Dalrymple is a criminal. She's been convicted in the court. She pleaded guilty. She paid a fine. According to the Integrity Commission, Section 43, if she lied on a falsified declaration, it's a crime that has a penalty and prison term. They didn't give her the prison term, but they gave her the penalty. But she lied for 6 years straight on a Mercedes-Benz that she got 20% concession on. And she said she didn't know about the Benz. It wasn't hers. She lied. She has a big problem, my brother. She cannot be trusted. If she lied to investigators and lied on her statutory declaration for 6 years, she cannot be trusted. That's a win right there. Hammer her hard on lack of trust. And, you know, we'll come back to you in a few, but thank you for joining. Sir, Sir Byron, Lady Angie, and Mystic family, blessings. Everyone in the chat, big up on yourself, enough respect.
All right, we could just start right away now because we have special guest, Paul Patmore.
Yeah, man.
The MP in waiting.
Yeah.
The MP know two ways about it. We could just tell them that right now. All right? We could start the program right away. about it. 1 a.m.
Start packing because you are going.
Yes, man, welcome back. Yeah, man, the Titan, you know, so tonight we're Latino. Well, the Titan always up. Yes, sir, Patmore.
Yes.
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, team. Yes, Titans.
Yes.
You know, thank you for having me. I greet you well from Southern Trelawny, one of the coolest hills. We are part of the cockpit. Around 90% of South Trelawny is in the cockpit. You know, one of the most beautiful place, but a place that was destroyed by Marisa Dalrymple Philibert for the past 19 years. I've been saying to the people of South Trelawny that no earthquake, no hurricane, no storm have done the damage that Marisa Dalrymple Philibert have done to Southern Trelawny. No other member of parliament have done the damage that she have done. But I want to mention tonight that is really a sad day in Jamaica when Marisa Dalrymple, who have been charged for corruption, is set to add her name will be on the ballot sometime this year. I can tell you it's a sad day. And I know the whole world is looking on to see how the people are going to treat Marisa Dalrymple in South Trelawny. You know, it's really sad. And as wicked as some people would say Edward Seaga was, if Edward Seaga was the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party in 2025, she could never be on that ballot. As much as they say they will talk about Bruce Golding, Bruce Golding will never allow Marisa Dalrymple name to be on the ballot at this time. As wicked as they say Bustamante was, Bustamante would never allow Marisa Dalrymple name to be on the ballot after being charged. So I can tell you it's a sad day for politics in Jamaica, integrity. It's really a sad day. And I hope people don't use what is happening now to judge us as a country. But it's an embarrassing time, and sometimes because at one time I asked, even before she was charged, I said to Andrew Holness to send us Dalrymple so we can give her a whopping. I hear when I mention now that her name should not be on the ballot after being charged, I hear people saying that maybe I'm scared of her, but I couldn't be as scared of her when the poll is showing that Paul Patmore is leading like miles, leading her by miles. But this is about corruption and integrity, and we need to stand up for something. For too long, we have been falling for just every little thing, and it's time now for Jamaica to stand up. Stand up. And I call on all those persons who have been talking about the gunmen. And, you know, you can't, sometimes we just pick out like big sin and little sin. I want to say to all my people, corruption is corruption. Corruption is corruption. And it's time for Jamaica to take a stand. And that's why from last week, Monday, to this week, the PNP have been going around. We have one in Heroes Circle, one demonstration, and with the one in Holaba yesterday. And we will continue this until the day of election. But in South Trelawny, Paul Patmore have decided with my team that we will not sit in no forum with Marisa Dalrymple. We will not go to any graduation that she's taking part, no church service, no school event, no event at all. Paul Patmore will not attend no event with Marisa Dalrymple because we believe that she's a criminal and she should not be allowed to stand in front of none of our students to speak to them. She's not worthy. And I'm calling on the churches in Jamaica to take a stand. I'm calling on the schools because it was just a few months ago that Spice, one of our entertainers, wanted to do a school tour just to go to the young girls and say skin bleaching is not right. Skinning out is not right. Loud music is not right. And she was rejected because they said she sinned some years ago. when she do ramping shop and she do some song whining on her head. But the Marissa Dalrymple was convicted on the Friday, and by the Sunday she was sitting on a pulpit in a church, welcomed by pastors and ministers, and we believe that is wrong. You know, so we take a stand. We will not sit with Marissa Dalrymple, and we are serious about it. Not so we will continue with this until the day of election, when the people is expected to come out and speak with their finger on election day.
Sir Patmore, make a play one little video. Right away she come back with the corruption again, you know. This convicted criminal, Marissa, we call her Mumako. Yes, because she always are moving a few people with cover and handout and everything, right? Look on this video. Look at this video. I can't believe she just came from that as a convicted criminal. And this is her practice where she start practice. Watch this. Watch it.
Listen to me. So what I'm doing now with the laborers, listen to me. So what I'm doing now is looking for the people where election go and then never get a card again. And I would like to help to give those people. Because every vote of the same vote. And I'm going to tell you now, if you are in the area and you are a worker and you have been taking out a whole lady from a home from Wappy Below and you're not sure if they get nothing, get the person's name and KRN number. And if they're old enough, have to get them down at KRN number and go to the office and say, Miss Basic, and if they have get fine, anything about them, and let us see how we can help. So that is what you have to do. Now, not saying all those who have their grandson and their sons, if they have not voted, they can't get the job. No care how hard you work. Because if another person comes, a young man that has voted in the last by-election, or in the parish council, and you have your good grandson and you work for me from the company, you can't give me, have to go give the man. I'm telling you that. When you have your children and your grandchildren and your grandson, then make them go for vote. Yes. Because plenty people are vote. And if you vote, they are going to give you before you vote. So what that
So Sir Patmore, this is a clear corruption and by vote and everything, and I think this against the whole electoral rule and all kind of thing. But she do this and one of them capture this. Where she tell them if you don't vote, me not give nothing. When you vote,
yeah man. But even if you notice at that meeting, it was our executive, our labor rights them. One thing I can tell you in South Trelawny, all of even the labor rights them tired of Mama D. It is not a PNP thing. So I don't want people to believe that it's just PNP tired of Mama D. Up to the labor rights them tired of Mama D. That's why every time she says something, they send it out and they make a mockery of her. The people of South Trelawny is tired of Marissa Dalrymple for Philibert.
Wow, she's sick stomach now. And next thing before me turn you over to one of our co-workers. I saw you have a board there where them come and them mess it up. One of your billboard.
Yes.
Heard that 100% come mess up one of your board. You get any
man, I can't tell you. Yeah, you know, so we replace it. The young man in broad day at we talk about around 10:30. The guy just go there with his spray paint and just start to spray up the board. Vehicle drive past. But you know in South Trelawny, nobody now go really come out and say yes, they see him. Because people call me and tell me, say, yes, Mr. Patmore, me just pass that man so and so. I spray up your thing. And he just did it. I said, boy, mama, I said, boy, how if they allow him to run off the place because he made that Patmore not supposed to come put no board there. So that's the type of thing. So mama I said, those are the things when we have to go through down there. You know. Then tear down with board, we take in a broad day. One lady down close to Jacksontown, just in a broad day, just climb up, take down one of the board and just walk down the road with it. Yeah, man, come in our green shirt and just walk down the JLP office today. That's
So,
what me have to put up with in a South Trelawny.
well, some of my cow really I push the 1 and 2 look a yes person them to do some stupidness. Police them can get charged for these things, you know. Some want them know. Don't make this woman because
We report it to the police.
Yes. Yes, got you. So
Yes, we reported to the police. I think the first one, the lady daughter did actually call and apologize to me for her mother tear down the book. Because it was an elderly lady too.
Wow.
The lady daughter did call me and apologize. So me just allow that. But the one with the young man now spraying up, the police would want somebody now to come forward.
Okay.
To say, yes, I saw that person. But knowing South Trelawny, it wouldn't be a safe thing for me to even push it. So those persons just say, boy, safe for their family. So we just decide, say, all right, let's leave it like that. He will play in the hands of somebody that is not afraid to come forward the next time.
All right.
So we just leave that to God. So we leave it to God.
All right. We could turn you over to another host right now. Byron.
Yes. Thank you, Lonesome.
Yeah.
Sir Patmore, I want to say a big welcome to Titans once again. Right. But let me say this. At the commencing of your delivery, right, you have said something very profound. And I want you to expound on it. What you have said that, you make reference as it relates to leaders in the past. You spoke of Bustamante. You spoke of Edward Seaga. You spoke of Bruce Golden. In saying, as it relates to 2025, as it relates to Dalrymple's situation, and that Dalrymple found guilty. And as a result of Dalrymple found guilty by the court, so Dalrymple, right, as we know, is a criminal as it relates to her conviction. She's a criminal. So then I want to say, based on what you said that of all the leaders that you have mentioned, they would have dismissed her, and which I want to believe you. So in you saying that, are you saying that Andrew Holness is the worst of all amongst all those that you have caught?
Yes, I can tell you that's the only cabinet that she could find herself on the ballot. No other JLP cabinet she couldn't find herself on that ballot.
All right. Can you expound some of the reasons why you have that conclusion?
No, man. I know that, and over the years, Bruce Golden is somebody that I know well. I follow him. Even Edward Seaga, I was around when Edward Seaga disciplined a lot of persons. Okay. That's why even some at one time you have the Gang of Five, because some of them just couldn't take the pressure and the discipline from Edward Seaga. I just know that. I know that when Bustamante formed the party.
Yes.
There's no criminal. That's one of the rules that was set up. That's why they have their own integrity commission, like the integrity board. When you're applying to be member of to run as a candidate, that's why it was set up. This is the Andrew Holness leadership now. That's what really threw those things through the board, through the door.
Okay.
I'm somebody like Marissa Dalrymple after being charged.
Okay. So obviously, right, we are talking about
if she's guilty and she continues to say, no, I'm not guilty, no, I'm not guilty. And even I was even allowed to go on the ballot in a by-election.
Okay.
Yeah, man, and she was able to go on the ballot in a by-election,
Yes. All right.
Continue to say right through the by-election, she said, no, she was not guilty. And after the election, she come and say, yes, I'm guilty.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So obviously,
the leader
should yes, the corrupt administration, and I do agree with you. All right, but internet is going in and out. We're gonna have to wait until Mr. Patmore comes back in. But obviously, yes, basically what Mr. Patmore is actually saying, that Andrew Wallace administration is the worst administration, right? When you have someone who put through the criminal justice system, found guilty, and put back on the ballot to represent the Jamaican people, that is a no-no. That is a no-no. That is where you know that this administration is normalizing criminality. So what this, by putting back Dalrymple in that space, is saying that we need to accept the corruption. And so then if you have, as we know, as it relates to Andrew Wallace, and you can see where he makes step in terms of wanting to, force his decision on the judge in saying that they need to throw out the Corruption Act that deals with illicit enrichment. Now, when you see a government, right, going down that route, you know that that government, that administration is normalizing criminality. You can't have a prime minister who said, right, he cared for Jamaican people, and yet you gang up against the Jamaican people. I mean, I said gang up. What I mean is that if you and your parliamentarians, right, your 49 members, right, decided that, okay, all right, you're not going to sign the code of conduct because you're going there, you understand, to deal with illicit enrichment, you are going there, right, to just, not providing service for the Jamaican people. And obviously, as a result of your action, we have seen that you move in terms of suffering Jamaica economy, right, as it relates to, us, right, unable to account for $3 trillion. So you can see that from the onset, this government, right, is definitely a corrupted government, right? We have seen Andrew Wallace go against the ombudsman, right, and pointing out the code of conduct as it relates to Errol Blair, when Errol Blair was the political ombudsman and breach. Okay, now that we have that, Mr. Patmore. Sir Patmore, yes. Let me ask you my final question, and then I pass it on to the other panel. Right? I realize that you're doing a lot of canvassing in your constituency, right?
Yes.
Tell us,
definitely.
what are some of the concerns that within your constituency that a lot of people have, right, as it relates to not getting the political representation? And you know of confidence that your administration will fill that gap when you are elected, because we know that you are going to elect it. Tell us some of the concerns that, facing your constituency in terms of not getting that political representation. Talk to us.
One of our biggest problems right now in South Trelawny is people getting water. I tell them every day that water is not the problem in South Trelawny, because we have a lot of rivers, we have a lot of springs, we have a lot of ponds. But one of the things that we lack in South Trelawny is representation. Somebody who is willing to harvest the water and distribute it to the people. Go out there, go to Parliament, don't drop asleep, and cry out for the people of South Trelawny. We have a division called Larimer's Division, that the division that I serve as councillor from 2012 to 2016. Presently, I can tell you not even 1 ounce of treated water is provided for the people of Larimer's Division.
Whoa.
So Trelawny is the only constituency in Jamaica that do not have a working fire hydrant.
Jesus.
We might have one in Clarkstown area where water, because every now and then the water only come for like every 2 days or every 3 days in Clarkstown. So you cannot say that fire hydrant is working if we don't have constant water supply. So in the Larimer's Division, not even 1 fire hydrant. Warsaw Division, not even 1 fire hydrant. The Albertown Division, not even 1 fire hydrant. In the Ulster Spring Division, maybe 2, but they are 3, but not working on a constant basis. We do not have a fire station. We do not have a hospital. We have some of the baddest road in South Trelawny. We are the worst represented constituency in Jamaica. I can tell you when Marissa Dalrymple take over South Trelawny, we were in front of St. Thomas. We used to talk about why St. Thomas was the worst place. Now it's South Trelawny. The only member of parliament that cannot show us one water project that she have done in 20 years. Not even one water project. The closest thing to water that she have done is to distribute some black tanks every year or every time election come. She distribute black tanks to people and use it as distribution of scarce benefits and spoils to our faithful people. She cannot show me a PNP person that get a water tank.
Whoa.
She can't show me. She will take up her man and show me and say yes, because that man they might switch from PNP to JLP and then give one tank and then they say yes in their PNP, but he get one tank. They cannot show me. They just distribute 150 black tanks and they were all distributed to our faithful JLP supporters. All distributed to our faithful JLP supporters. So that means that no PNP, nobody will vote PNP, don't have water problem in South Trelawny. That's the type of member of parliament that we have in South Trelawny. The member of parliament have an office in Albertown. All the workers in that member of parliament office wear their green shirt, then JLP shirt to work every morning. There's somebody at the gate in a green shirt that will ask you, who are you coming to? And you say you want to go to Mama D. They say, did you vote for Mama D? If you go into that office, you have to make sure that you put on your green shirt. You have to have on your green shirt. If you voted for the PNP, you know from day one that you are not welcome at that office. There's nobody that voted for the PNP will ever go through that door there. You are not welcome and they make it known. I know like some place where they will try to put on a little face and just go on like, no, you can't come. You are not welcome. If they are doing books, every year they try to do books, distribute school books. They call out their faithfuls, they call out their labor rights and say, come for the book them. Some will get a 1 book or a 2 book. You have to go, when you're going, you better put on your green shirt. Or you better make sure that your name is on the voters.
Hold on, Mr. Patmore. Hold on. What are you saying to Jamaica? Are you saying to Jamaica that Dalrymple type of political representation is more partisan, not for Jamaican people?
Marissa Dalrymple represent the Jamaica Labour Party and the labor rights of South Trelawny. That is what she do. I'm saying to the people of South Trelawny, here in waiting, in the form of Paul Patmore, you will on the night of election, when the vote is counted and Paul Patmore is announced as member of parliament, we're gonna have for the first time in 25 years a member of parliament who will be representing the people of South Trelawny. So my thing is that in Lorva, where I have my office now, there will be the PNP office. Somewhere in Albertown or Jacksontown, I'll be setting up the member of parliament office. That is an office where if you want to talk PNP business, you find yourself up at the PNP office. I will have a worker there to talk PNP business. When in the MP office, the person that is working in the MP office, and I'm telling you that I'm going to get a labor right for working there. But the person cannot have to dress in a way where anybody, whether you did vote for Patmore, yes or no, you must feel, it must be welcoming. There's nobody that will be at the gate asking you who you did vote for. What I know that I will have at the gate is somebody to make sure that your ID says South Trelawny. Because the type of representative that Paul Patmore, the representation that Paul Patmore will be giving to the people of South Trelawny, people will be leaving from all across Jamaica, to come to be served by Paul Patmore. And we won't be able to do it. We have to make sure so the resources that we get for South Trelawny stay in South Trelawny, from farmer card to grants, funeral grants, anything at all. It must be for the people of South Trelawny. So we have to make sure that we check, and you're from South Trelawny, check your ID, you're from South Trelawny, you come in and you can talk. You're not from South Trelawny, but you still want to talk to Mr. Patmore, make a note of it, you come in and you talk. But there's nobody will feel uncomfortable coming to that member of parliament office. And I will not be afraid to change workers if we get any form of report that that type of tribal politics is practiced. Because I'm saying to my people, just give me this one chance. All I'm asking you for this one chance. I'm gonna need another term. But it's the work that I perform that must speak for me in the next election. This hard work, because politics hard to go to go campaign. I now do this again. I say to my people, I will not be coming to you in this form again. If I get 5 years, that 5 year must speak for me, the rules that I fix, the level of representation. That's what I want to speak for me. That must do the talking when the next election is called. Yeah, man, so it's a serious thing for me. This is my parish. I'm dreaming of a new South Trelawny, and I want it to start with me. I already asked my comrades. I start to tell them the type of politics because that I'm coming with. Because I know some of them gonna tell me that why a long time them out in the wilderness and the labor them never used to share no food, so them want to eat food. I'm starting to say to them, you know, if we understand, we are not like laborites. We are not laborites. We are not the same. That's why it hurt me so much when people tell me that the PNP and the JLP is the same. We are not the same. Our behavior, our actions are not the same. So I say to my people, presently, I'm reading the book, a book written by Michael Manley. I try to go through and listen and read about Marcus Garvey and plans that he have for black people. I'm saying we can fix South Trelawny. We, no outsiders can do it. If you're not passionate about South Trelawny, when I tell people I have to get water in South Trelawny, I have a funeral home in South Trelawny, I have a cemetery in South Trelawny, my mother lives in South Trelawny, my mother-in-law lives in South Trelawny, I have kids that live in South Trelawny. We have to get water in South Trelawny. So it's a personal thing. When your MP, present MP, come around when 6 months before election, and they campaign for 2 hours and jump in a them vehicle and head back to the highway and go in and when they turn on them pipe, then get hot water and then get water in them pipe. When we are telling them, say, a spring, we still have to go. Some 25 years later, we still have to go a spring. But I can tell you that when Marissa Dalrymple take over from Devon McDaniel, a JLP MP, some 20 years ago, we had water in Litchfield, water in Warsaw. There's some pipes, standpipes used to be in Albertown and right through South Trelawny. This present MP destroy all of that. We have Belinfanti set up the Greentown water supply in Wait a Bit, where they pump the water from Greentown up into Litchfield and gravity feed it down to Wait a Bit, Woodgrove, Litchfield, and those communities. Not even the pipe exists anymore. Not even the pipe, some 20 odd years later, not even the pipe. A child that was born 25 years ago, the mother will tell her that when you were born, I go outside and catch water at the standpipe. 25 years later, when she having her children, she have to go a river for water. So we are 25 years backward. The only constituency in Jamaica we go backward is South Trelawny. No other constituency. So it's fair for me to say the worst MP in South Trelawny right now is the worst thing. The worst thing that have ever happened. I said to people, Hurricane Gilbert visit us in the 80s. Hurricane Ivan visit us. And those 2 hurricanes leave us with water. Marissa Dalrymple visit us in the 2000s. And today we have no water. I said to the people, some of the die-hearted labor rights, who will tell me that Marissa Dalrymple have done something. I said, show me. Just show me one standpipe that she have put up in 20 years. Just one. If you can show me one standpipe that Marissa Dalrymple put in South Trelawny. Just one. Not even 2. Show me a community where she put a standpipe. Just one. This is somebody that don't believe in water none at all.
Yeah, thank you for that delivery, Mr. Patmore. I will heed the floor for our next Titan to proceed with his question.
Yeah.
Good night, Mr. Patmore.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, highlight some of the circumstance that your constituency, South Trelawny, has been, undergoing under the leadership of Dalrymple. Now, as it relates to corruption, it seems like it has been, widely distributed within the constituency, but only for the Jamaica Labour Party people to benefit and the People's National Party.
Yes, you have to be a labor. You have to be a laborite. You have to be a laborite to benefit in South Trelawny. Yes.
Right. Now I'm asking you the question, as it relates to the younger voter. What is their mood in regards to how she operates as a member of parliament representing them as people from South Trelawny? And do any form of civic group also highlight what is happening as it relates to the corruption?
I can tell you, for the younger people, we have a lot of intimidation that over the years, for the past, I would say 3 elections, South Trelawny have been played by intimidation over the years. I can tell you that under this JLP leadership in South Trelawny, there was a gang in South Trelawny called the Chemist Gang that reigned upon the people of South Trelawny and drive fear in the people. And those memories still linger in the head of the people. And that's why every day people will say to me, Paul Patmore, you're brave. And I but the Chemist Gang still lingers in the mind of the people. And that's one of the things that over the years keep away the PNP from going to the polls. Because when I tell people that there's more PNP voters in South Trelawny, PNP-minded people in South Trelawny than JLP. A lot of people don't know that. But we do the canvassing. The largest amount of persons that have ever voted for the JLP in South Trelawny is 7,200. That was 2020 election, when you have 23,000 persons on the voters list. Some 16,000 people decide not to vote or just vote for the PNP at that time. So out of fear, people stay home. It still lingers. I see quite a, but I see a little change now. Now that Paul Patmore decided to stand up for the people, they can feel the level of representation, and they realize that Paul Patmore will never leave you nor forsake you. So they kind of start to feel like they have that backative, somebody that will speak up for them. But
so you're saying now that
and I don't want to take the credit. I don't want to take the credit for what Paul Patmore have been doing. I want to say thanks to the security force, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, who stand up and said, we're going to get rid of these gangs right across Jamaica from east to west, north to south. So because every now and then I see a little push up like some little man who don't want to push up at their head, but because of the strength of the security force right now in Trelawny and that team that was here for the past past 4 years led by the superintendent he have left. And now we have a new superintendent in South Trelawny, another no-nonsense person. These gangs are not able to rise up back in South Trelawny. And I want to say to the people, if you feel like voting for anyone of your party, come out. This is it. This is the year to come out and show your colors. Show up yourself. Because you have the backing of the police force in South Trelawny. We have a strong police team in South Trelawny now. So we are safer. So come out, people. Come out and vote. All my young people, throw away that fear that we always have. Let it go. We have a police force in whom we are well pleased.
Okay.
So you're going to see young people this time around.
All right, then. So I would just want to, big up the police for, standing up against the fear and intimidation of the younger voters within South Trelawny, because you cannot have politics that is, compromised in a way where people are afraid to go out and exercise their right. So I am endorsing what is happening, and I just want you to mobilize the younger voters. Yeah, because I know in that age group, there will be some form of trepidation as it relates to some of them voting for the first time and don't want to go out in terms fear of violence, eruption, and all these things.
Yeah, man.
So I just want you to reassure them that the strong presence of the police and the backing of the police
the police gonna make a difference this time around. The police is what gonna make the difference this time around. Not even the politicians, not even Paul Patmore. The police gonna make the difference in South Trelawny. The police is gonna. I believe
Patmore,
that the change that South Trelawny want will gonna be made because the police, this set of police, allowing it to happen.
So what about the church?
Yes,
Have they
this
come
set of police allowing it to happen.
Yes, Mr. Patmore, I'm asking, has the church been playing any significant role in terms of making sure that, South Trelawny don't suffer from injustice as it relates to violence being perpetrated by gang affiliated to the Jamaica Labour Party?
Yeah, the church, the church is trying. The church is trying. They continue to play their role, but I need to hear them speaking out against corruption some more. Most Jamaicans, as long as enough dear brother get killed, everybody quiet. Most Jamaicans is a culture thing. The informer mentality where we have, the informer for dead where we find at the 80s, that type of thing there. From those days, I can tell you that nothing not changed from them time there. So the church, even the pastors, is like they're still scared to speak out because you have to mind how you talk. Worse when a politics time. You have people who want to do something and you wait until politics time. So even though you're a pastor, you still know, say, boy, you have your wife go out, your children go out. So you still have to be careful of what you say. So most of them still, if when they go to church, they will cuss the rum drink or cuss that, but they not touch a politician. They cuss everybody else, but they're still afraid to talk about corruption in a politics. I can tell you, I believe say one of the politicians can make a difference if they really want to. Anytime the politicians start come out and speak up against corruption, talk about the gunman them, start speaking up about on both sides. I yet to hear a politician really come out and say, I do not want no gunman on my campaign. I'm still waiting. That's the type of Jamaica where me want and that I'm waiting for. When politicians can stand up on the platform and say, you can come, vote for me. But don't vote for me because I'm going to support you as a gunman. I'm going to support you because you're a citizen of South Trelawny. And if you want assistance or you want help, I'm here for you. But you're not going to come around me and tell me, say, boy, I have to protect you, boss. I know, Paul Patmore, know that I have the police phone number, the superintendent number. If I want somebody to follow me to somewhere, I can take up my phone, call the superintendent and say, I'll be going to point A and I need some support, and it will be provided. And I know it's there for all politicians. So there's no way, no politician, none of our politicians should allow nobody if you come around here and you know that these persons are traveling with gun or are traveling nice to them and defend you. Any defense where you want, you should head to call the police, call the soldiers. They are there, and not until we take a stand and say, boy, enough is enough. We will not have a better Jamaican and a political day, election day free from intimidation. Free from intimidation. People have to start speaking the truth. And when we say wrong, we say wrong. Yeah, man, and when politicians corrupt, we say, yes, you're corrupt. And don't be afraid.
Yeah,
They
because
make
that
people
have
say,
to be
boy,
the order
Patmore
of the day.
chat, but they must say you lie.
That have to be the order of the day, you know, because representation,
Yeah, man.
you know, it covers a
Yeah,
wide
man.
range of things, aspects in life, you know. Intimidation, you have to represent
Yes.
your people against intimidation. So you have to find ways and means and mechanisms
Yes.
to curtail such activity. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
rural
And
places
that's
like
why
Trelawny.
I say to my people.
Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
That's why I say to my people every day, if you feel like you want protection, we have 4 police stations in South Trelawny. We have the numbers. Don't be afraid to call them at any time and tell them that you need protection. If you look and see somebody tear down one of the board, don't try to defend it. Call the police. Make the police deal with it. And them collect with tax money. Give them work to do. Let's give
Yeah.
our police officers work to do. Make them deal with it. That's the Trelawny way I want to see. Yeah.
And that is good on your part, you know, because at least it gives the citizen from within your constituency the
Yes.
reassurance and the confidence to come out and participate in the upcoming general election. Because we want the turnout to be massive, you know, and we don't want anyone to feel, you know, afraid of coming out because them hear some people say them are come do this and do that. We want the people to know say if Trelawny is to go forward, yeah, as a constituency
Yes.
that is on the rise. The people have to participate by exercising the rights to vote on election day to make the change that will offer South Trelawny the platform going forward. And I yield back the floor to another
Yeah, man.
member.
Pastor Ricky.
Yeah. Thank you, Father Lonesome. Welcome again, my comrade brother. I follow you on social media, and I see you. You're like a workhorse, like comrade leader Mark
Yes.
and Jen said. You're on the ground, putting in the work, and I applaud you for that. You know, keep it up.
Yes.
But I know at one time you were on the other side and you cross over. But I see how, and I love what you said, because you are not just limiting your service and dedication and commitment as an MP candidate to only People's National Party supporters. But I see, because I follow you on social media, as it relates to the funeral home and the water projects that you have established in South Trelawny, that you're doing things to help the entire people in South Trelawny, included PMP and GLP and No P supporters. So based upon that um, approach that you have to serve, you know, having that servitude attitude, that servant heart to help people, I would imagine that over the years, not just now in an election year, that you have done more for the people of South Trelawny than the current criminal MP, who's a pathological liar and should not. And I saw your post when you said she should be disqualified, and I agree with you. I concur with you. But how confident are you that a Paul Patmore, who's, I don't want to say a rock star, but you're on the rise, because I follow you and I see the efforts and the work you put in. How confident are you that you can unseat a career criminal politician, as we said, time come, and she hasn't done anything. We see the road projects, the water projects where you put in the funeral home and how you interact with the people. So how confident are you, not because it's an election, but looking back down to the years coming up to today, how confident are you that you can unseat her?
Yeah, but it's not a hard task. I believe in the people. I know that for some 20 years, this is an MP that have done nothing in Southern Trelawny. One thing that we can say is that she is the best when it comes to distribution of scarce benefits and spoils.
Wow.
Right now, I can tell you that even the people see that the infrastructure in South Trelawny run down. The community centers, all of these things are things where she inherit a community center down by Troy, Clarkstown, Warsop, Ulster Spring. We have one up by Wait a Bit Yama House. And I can tell you, she never even drive a nail on any of these community centers. She allowed them to run down. It's so easy for the young people to see that this MP have nothing to do with sports. For 20 years, this MP have never put up a standpipe in South Trelawny. She never get funding for do nothing at all when it comes to no farmer water project at all. She never entomb a spring for 20 years in South Trelawny. So everybody who have a house should know and see that this MP have nothing to do with water. When we talk about farm roads, every now and then, through rather, you see some farm roads being resurfaced. Most of the roads that they do, you can see, say, like the money grant for do 1 mile. And for make it look good, then spread it out all 6 miles. So you end up with around ½ inch of barber green, ¼ inch of barber green. The quality work that we see going on in South Trelawny, we need a representative who care, like a Paul Patmore, who will reject contractors coming around spreading Marland Road and then just block up the top with a ¼ inch of barber green. That's the type of work where we see happening in South Trelawny. Here is an MP that will be going out to ask NWA some serious questions when we go to Parliament. Because I cannot just blame the Member of Parliament. NWA is the agents that was set there to oversee things. They are the expert about road building, road construction. And they sit down and allow all of our roads. There's no road that was built in South Trelawny for the past 10 years that you see 1 inch or more than 1 inch of barber green on the road. When you see the condition of the walls that have been built, we know it's no form of supervision. When we notice that is the MP, the little politician man, him a go out road, we see we lost our way. It wasn't like that. We're supposed to have the superintendent supposed to be the one who going out and giving out the work. Now it boils down to politicians. Same thing in the parish council. When I was a councillor, we no give out road. Is the superintendent of works in the parish council. Those are the person who come out and give out the work. We make recommendation and say, yes, we want that road over Menistone to be cleaned up. And then the superintendent would send out his workers and then come and measure up the work and put the people on work. Now it's the politician doing the superintendent work. And that's why in those days, you never hear say no politician go to prison right now. Politicians set to go to prison now, you know. That's why they mafia shuffle up the thing. Are the workers them at the workers them at NWA and down at the parish council would have to go to prison. Yeah. Because they are the person who give out the work. I tell everybody, no councillor can thief no money. If the man down a parish council not allow him to thief, is the superintendent. Yeah. That's why over the years, no councillor gone to prison. Yeah. Because all of the thieving will go on the person in the office. The agencies are the persons who allow them to do it. Right. So I hear people get up and talk about politician thief. No politician can't thief if the person in charge for supervise them and for supervise the work don't allow them to do it.
Yeah.
So those are the person. So people keep blaming the politician, blame your agents.
Yeah.
Blame
Let
your
me ask
agents.
you about the young
Yes.
people. I'm sorry. Between young people, I know that we have YO, our national YO, and then a lot of parish have their parish YOs. But what is your appeal to young people to recruit young people to the People's National Party in South Trelawny from, let's say, around age 18 to about 35?
Yes, we are now pushing, because as you know, I'm in now just around a year since I'm in leadership in South Trelawny
Right.
for the PNP. So we have a youth now from age 17 to around 32. So we have that going. We need to recruit some more young people. We have the Patriots. We have Patriots group now in South Trelawny also. For the first time in a long time, we have a Trelawny. We just formed a Trelawny Patriots. So we are strengthening the groups in Trelawny and a whole, but more so South Trelawny. So I can tell you, anytime Paul Patmore holds South Trelawny, we're gonna have it for a long time.
Amen. That's a voting block that you can't. That's a voting block that you have to keep your eye on. The younger people.
Yeah, you break up our.
No, I said that's a voting block that you have to keep your eye on from 17 to about 33, 34, 35. That voting block.
Yes.
We need to bring them in.
Yeah, man.
And show them the benefits of the People's National Party, and like the housing thing for young people, you know, and the student loan for those who want to go to college, you know, that Comrade Damien says every person, for the first person, every family who's going to go to school, college, university for the first time will get a scholarship. Young people right now can't afford affordable homes, but you know, with the rent to own, and the grant for 500,000 that we are proposing can help enlighten young people to bring them in, because a lot of young people need affordable home and they need to be educated. So thank you so much.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying to my young people and the people of South Trelawny, just last week, Andrew Holness come down into South Trelawny to distribute around 4 houses. Cut ribbon for 4 houses. I'm saying to the people of South Trelawny, you will deserve better than that. The next PNP administration, the ribbon that will be cutting and the ground that will be breaking is a house. We're going to give you a housing scheme. We are looking at housing scheme. Our last housing development was done in the 70s by a man called Belinfanti, MP Belinfanti. That housing scheme was done in 1978. 76, 78, that housing scheme. And under the next Mark Golden-led PNP, we'll be cutting ribbon and breaking grounds for housing scheme. Already my leader said to me, go out there and identify lands. We need 500 houses for South Trelawny. That's what he said.
Okay.
And he's saying to me, he said, Comrade Patmore, go and tell the young people in South Trelawny that we will be providing for one university student, the first student from a family that will be going to university. We'll be providing a scholarship for that student. The first student from a home from a family that will be going to university. This PNP administration, led by Mark Golden, will be providing scholarship for that student.
All right.
That is why you need to go out and make sure you select the People's National Party. Yes.
Mr. Patmore, I want to ask you one more question. Time and time on the internet, we have seen where the Prime Minister on various platforms, right, bragging, boasting that his administration remove the poverty rate from 16% to 8%, and he bragged on it. Not only that he had spoken about the poverty rate, he also spoke that his administration able to bring down unemployment rate to 3.9%. I had spoken with Dr. Kirkwall, right, as it relates to his constituency that he had represented. And Dr. Kirkwall had given definitively, as it relates to his constituency, that the level of unemployment in his constituency measured to about 10%. Now, I am asking you, what is the level of unemployment in your constituency since the Prime Minister is bragging about that? What is the level of unemployment in your constituency?
Yes, South Trelawny is might be a little different from a lot of other constituencies because it's mainly farming. Agriculture is one of our main source of income. Almost most young people in South Trelawny, they plant a little field. So if you even see a man, when you come at a shop 10 o'clock and you see a youth in the shop, maybe a play domino, I can tell you, him get up from 4 o'clock and go a bush already. Actually, the sun come out, make you see him. So most of our youths have something doing. Most of our youths. So in South Trelawny, I can say maybe it's around 5% unemployment, because if majority of our youths, young people right now, doing agriculture, and we just what they need is support.
So,
they just can't get to do it the way they would want, but it's just that they need support, because rather used to be that they come on brought in by the PNP to support the farmers, but rather now is more like a distribution agent for the party in power. So for 20 years, it has been just the distribution agent for the member of parliament. And so when they get 400 bags, if they get 400 bags of cement, bag of fertilizer to deliver, when they get those fertilizer, they get a list with the 400 names that they should deliver it to. The rather officers are not allowed to go out and select the person that they find in need. The member of parliament send the fertilizer and send a list of names and say give these fertilizer to these farmers. So that's one of the problems that we have, and that will change under the PNP.
Let me just finish, Wayne. So basically, what you're saying in terms of the 3.9% that Andrew Wallace is bragging about, you are not definitely seeing that as it relates to South Trelawny, right? The unemployment rate is higher in South Trelawny, apart from few youths, you understand, being self-employed as it relates to doing their own farming. So that is what you're saying.
Yes, and before I answer that, just make it clear to Andrew on this, that is a generation thing, because I know down there now, my wife father come from down there, so I know down there. I'm buried there, so I know the place. It's a generation thing. So now Andrew come with employment. These things that come from family tradition, from your great-grandfather, your grandfather, grandmom, and them still have them feel and them do them thing. So it's not Andrew and the employment we matter, because that's a lie I'm telling you. Right? But these people, so Trelawny, them have them feel and them go around and them do them things. Self-employed. Yes. Yes. Sir Patmore.
Yes. Yeah, man. So they don't get no farmer support from the government.
Good.
No farmer support. These farmers, they don't get no farmer support from the government. So it's not like Andrew Wallace can tap himself on the shoulder and say, yes, I create employment in South Trelawny. It's just these people, they get up and they have to just make 2 ends meet, and they try their best and they help them one another. They work day for day and fight their way out. And that's why the unemployment rate is that low in South Trelawny.
But nothing to do with that.
They create their own jobs.
All right.
So it's there. Well, it's just a group of people who we have to eat food.
Go on, finish. Sir Patmore.
Finish, go ahead.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
you can go on. We reach for hour enough, Sir Patmore, but we want you to finish what you were saying just right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Patmore.
Yes,
So,
man.
Sir Patmore, what we are saying
Yes.
here, to the fact that you have the platform and we reach to the hour, we want you to tell the electorate today, because they are listening to you now, right? Tell them why the reason that they need to ensure that Paul Patmore goes in Parliament to represent them. Talk to us on that.
I've been saying for the past year that representation is a problem that we have in South Trelawny. We do not have a road problem, my people. We do not have water problem. We don't really have a hospital problem. The problem is lack of proper representation. For the past 20 years, what we have in South Trelawny is politician, somebody who know what it takes to win a seat, not to represent the people. What politicians do, they know that 7,000 votes at any given time will take you across the line. So what they do, they use scarce benefits and spoils to maintain that 7,000 people. But people of South Trelawny, our infrastructure is going down. We are at the bottom of the ladder right now. Time for you to open up your eyes, my people. We don't have a fire station. From 2017, they have been promising us a fire station. From 1978, they have been promising us the water supply from Quarshi River down in Freeman's Hall. That Quarshi River water project could supply the entire South Trelawny. From 1978, Belinfanti promised you, and Belinfanti started it. In 1980, when the JLP won, they fling away the pipe, take away the pump, and say that's a PNP project. They are not continuing with it. And from that time until now, every time an election comes, every politician come, they promise us water supply, water supply, water supply. The only water supply that have been in South Trelawny for the past 20 years is since 2011 when Paul Patmore, yours truly, set up that water supply in Lower River. A water supply that the government and the member of parliament say would take $40 million to bring to the people. Paul Patmore used $160,000 of his own cash to bring water to the people, and that water supply is up and running from 2011 until now. The longest that water supply has ever been down is maybe around 20 or so hours when we have a heavy rainfall. So people, I prove to you that I run as an independent councillor for 4 years. 4 years. And I can tell you, I have more to show than a member of parliament that have been there for 20 years. I have roads to show people. I have water. I do 3 water projects in Larimer's division. My first water project was the one down by Wire Fence. That was my first water project. Then I do the one up in Lower River, and then I do one run by Thompson Town. Through politics, the one run by Thompson Town was destroyed by people fighting over who should control the pipe and who should not control it. But at Thompson Town people, Paul Patmore is coming to give you water in your pipe again. We have the drawing. We'll be coming to set up water for the people in Wire Fence. Wire Fence people, that water project that you see there with just that one tank that the present councillor come and add to that project. Paul Patmore will be coming to set up some big tanks down there that should take the water from Wire Fence down into Penn and can go as far down to Stetna as possible. The tank down by the water project down by Lower River, I want to do that, the Paul Patmore water project. I'm coming to set it up for you, my people. So everybody in the Lower River area, Lemon Walk, Lime Tree, Mendistown, Paul Patmore is coming to give you the water that you so deserve. And hold me to that. Everything that I say is on record. And you'll be able to come on Dr. Love program and say, Mr. More members say you did tell us say you will give you water. Where the water there?
All right. I mean, so there you have it, electorate, as it relates to Paul Patmore had done, you understand, the service, political representation Paul Patmore is giving. So if you want Paul Patmore to continue the service, continue to deliver, continue as it relates to good governance, I am asking the electorate, I am speaking to South Trelawny, put the X beside the head, vote Paul Patmore, and voting for Paul Patmore, what you are saying to Jamaica, time come and time we need to put corruption out of our politics and put in a Paul Patmore that is delivering service to the people. Paul Patmore, we want to say big thanks to pass through.
Yeah, man, and I said to the people of South Trelawny, choose Trelawny. Choose Trelawny, people. Choose Trelawny. Choose Trelawny. 2 candidates out there. I said, choose Trelawny. Choose Trelawny, my people.
All right.
My brothers, thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Continue to burn the fire.
Very soon, yeah?
All right.
While we continue on our side to try to save Jamaica.
Definitely. Respect.
Respect.
Yes.
Bless up, Pat.
All right, a fire now. Fire now.
Yeah, I tell you. Fire time.
That was the MP. After the next election, yeah, the MP in waiting, Sir Paul Patmore. Right now, we're gonna turn up some fire right now.
Fire now.
We're not with the more lie again, no brother. He went out with more and more lie every day, and we have to clap him. We're gonna clap him right now. But before we do that, I could play Sir Mark Bowling. Yeah, because you know the Auditor General, when they come out to the Auditor General, we see strike 5 when out of the shelter, you know. So if you watch, so I'm gonna play Sir Mark Bowling.
Not a surprise there.
Following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party unequivocally condemns the government's latest move to oust the Auditor General as a commissioner of the Integrity Commission. This move represents yet another calculated step in a broader pattern of deliberate and dangerous assaults by this administration on Jamaica's anti-corruption architecture. The Auditor General has been a member of Jamaica's principal integrity oversight bodies since independence. The JLP's argument for the removal of the Auditor General from this critical role is spurious. There is no constitutional or other impediment to having the Integrity Commission audited by the independent professional audit firm, which is a well-established practice utilized by various public sector bodies. The synergistic benefits of the Auditor General being a member of the Integrity Commission in the fight against corruption outweigh the contrived arguments to the contrary, which is why it is specifically provided for in the Integrity Commission Act that was passed under this administration. This latest move must be seen in the context of a broader, deeply troubling pattern under the JLP government. Leading members of the government continuously attack the Integrity Commission. Everett Wilmington MP has led a crusade of misinformation in an attempt to dismantle the Integrity Commission. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck provided misguided encouragement of parliamentarians not to submit statutory declarations, including the information for their spouses, which was a clear breach of their statutory duty under the Act. The Prime Minister himself has gone as far as to file a lawsuit to challenge the Integrity Commission Act itself and the very offense of illicit enrichment for which he is under investigation. And then there is a recent appointment of someone who is fundamentally compromised and unqualified to lead the Financial Investigations Division. These are not isolated incidents. This is an unprecedented and dangerous trend that seeks to intimidate and discredit the very institutions tasked with promoting integrity in public life. These are deliberate and coordinated actions by a government that has shown increasing hostility to scrutiny and accountability. What we are witnessing is a step towards tyranny, as institutions which are designed to protect the people from financial abuse of power are being stripped of their independence, weakened, and politicized. The PNP will not allow this to continue. If the government carries through this latest move, the PNP, when in government, will restore the Auditor General as a commissioner of the Integrity Commission. We will safeguard our anti-corruption institutions, ensuring that they remain independent, fully resourced, and above political interference. We will introduce long overdue legislation for unexplained wealth orders, which are another critical anti-corruption tool that this government has reneged on. And we will amend the Constitution to enable the impeachment of delinquent parliamentarians. The Jamaican people deserve better than a government that is at war with good governance.
Yes.
The PNP calls on the private sector, the churches, civil society, trade unions, and indeed all right-thinking Jamaicans to stand up and speak out against the systemic dismantling of our democratic safeguards. We must defend the institutions that protect our future.
Visit our website at pnp.org.
When me hear that, you don't know, brothers.
Amen.
We
Amen.
hear these things.
Love it.
Me I tell about real covenants, and that we are moved for 100%. Yes? Honest, we're not to the bag of life. Let me tell you something, my brothers. You see, if Marky G came out, and him sing when the right time come, it get Andrew Honest a move like Chichi Bud. Chichi Bud, or some of them all, him a move like a Chichi Bud. So him get so Chichi, you know, busy him body get Chichi up. Well, Queenie, them done a, you know, and Big Mama them, but him get Chichi up. Like Chichi head, Chichi body. Him a this man, but remember, you know, when Marky G win and come in, him can replace and move enough of these things. They might eat that in an election to Africa. That will dissolve itself by September. Every move. I remember a landslide, you know, Byron.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Marky G come. The one of this will change. Get rid of, I remember, you know, when I move it, it can put back. And it going to be, it will put back. Them two out other, man. You understand? Them two out other. Mrs. Strike 5 run out, you know, brother. Let me show you Strike 5. You can't believe this. Now, me think they both their work and do fear work. Nobody not chat to her. Look on this now. But if I want she out to, you know, because if you go in September, she shouldn't even be there, you know, none at all, you know. But she
She's a part of the corruption.
corruption. Look on that. Look on your screen. Remember move this. Look on this now. Look here. Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Strike 5, citing conflict of interest. Oh, she, my brother, fear come out, fear out.
She.
Oh, that one that come out, fear out. Eh? You know, see that's something wrong with that woman, Byron.
Of course.
Important thing. Look here. She said conflict of interest, you know. Says she agrees that the Auditor General should not be a member of the Integrity Commission Board. She herself a corruption, you know. She herself a corruption. Strike 5. Go outside. Go outside. Because she forgot to prison to brothers.
Yeah. But, you know, it's funny that, you know, Paula Llewellyn remains silent until now. Which now she just now tell Jamaica people that now she's a part of the syndicate of criminality.
Yeah.
Like defending, you understand, the threat to our sovereignty.
Yes.
And defending threat to democracy. Defending Andrew Honest as it relates to handicapping the walls of justice.
Yes.
Right? That to all, right, Andrew Honest as it relates to his corrupted activities, right, to justice. So when I say the DPP, you know, to me that is expected. You understand? Because this is how they show themselves, right? This is how the DPP is now telling Jamaica that all along she's a part of the syndicatism, you understand, of corruption, that defending Andrew Holness. Now, if you did have a DPP, right, that is honest, stand up for integrity, Andrew Holness would have been charged. Yes. Andrew Holness would have been charged. You have seen the error that the DPP, the corruption prosecutor, had done. And this is one of the reasons why they told the deputy corruption prosecutor, right, yes, not to reapply, because obviously she had done the ultimate wrong as it relates to letting off Andrew Holness. Now, you have seen all the patterns of behavior, right, that going down a pathway to show you how Andrew Holness is normalizing corruption, right? If you have the Prime Minister going against his own entity, right, of justice, right, in saying to the judge that he wants the judge to throw out the Corruption Act that tied to illicit enrichment. What is he saying? That parliamentarians are not to be investigated for illicit enrichment? That is a plain corruption. So then what my thing though is the side, and Comrade Leader Mark Golden spoke about it as it relates to this second attempt, serious attempt, an attempt that's showing the red flags that Andrew Holness is going down, you understand, the road of tyranny, right? Now, just imagine that the practices of the Auditor General, right, has been there, as it relates to Pamela Monroe, has been there, right, for, almost 2 centuries. Now, when Paula Llewellyn became appointed DPP, right, put in the position of DPP in 2008, let me ask Paula Llewellyn, did she find anything wrong with that? Did she find anything wrong with that? No, she didn't find anything wrong with that. Nah. Right? She didn't. Did she find a conflict of interest? You understand? Because she has been the DPP people from 2008 until before, you understand, Nasty Mouth Warmington, you understand, come out and try to instigate this. So then, from 2008, leading up to now, let me ask you, Paula Llewellyn, did you find a conflict of interest then? No. So then, why are you finding a conflict of interest now since Nasty Mouth Warmington come out?
Look at Byron. Remember, she's part of the clique. I wish you would read to them how it work. Because she's supposed to open fear by now, strike 5. But we are showing them that she's part of the clique.
That is what she's showing. That is what she's showing.
Yeah, nobody know elect she and a politician attack and she jump in a politician business. Exactly. Nobody never asks her nothing. A matter of fact, Big Mama take her and put her, because this is the whole program, you know. He must have something like this and call and then he put up her picture and say she said this. Them just call over the phone and say, yeah, we're going to put this out. Because them are part of the every go to prison about.
But what you getting wrong? Did anyone ask the DPP for the DPP decision?
Nobody no need nothing from her.
I am going to show you something. I am going to show you the corruption and show you how corrupted Paula Llewellyn corrupted. You remember the president of the National Water Commission?
Yes.
Why Paula Llewellyn never find the urgency to act? Right? When the president of the National Water Commission was charged. But she waited all along, right, until it reaches statute of limitation. Then she came out and spoke, statute of limitation. Why she never showed the urgency, what she's showing now? Since what? Because remember, you know, Warmington just spoke about it just little bit over 24 hours. Yes. And yet, boom, shot. She's out. Yes, I think that it's a conflict of interest. I am saying where this situation doesn't call for her any form of response from her. No, the situation that called for her to respond as it relates to the corruption of, you understand, the president, for the past president for the National Water Commission, when he corrupted himself, Paula took away himself, waited until statute of limitation, you understand, to execute. Then he rushed out and said, oh, all right, the charges were appropriate. However, she's not going to proceed because of the statute of limitation. Why Paula Llewellyn did not show the same urgency as she's showing now in responding with what to what Warmington said, is to show you that Paula Llewellyn again show unto the entire Jamaica that she is a part of the syndicate of the criminality. But we're glad that she's soon gone, and I yield back.
Yeah, but hear this now. She, otherwise, she show her, and you know, I'm very corrupted. When Chuck and the government go to court, to go reinstate her,
yes,
and I fight fear, that no conflict of interest itself.
Exactly.
That wasn't conflict of interest, but she's silent and she take back the job. A matter of fact, when my learned friend sent something and I read that, she's supposed to be a judge or something to even get the position of the job. She wasn't a judge. Why she get a position, the DPP position? We are a carrot one of them there, a carrot and shown in the Bible. I forgot to say it. You have to be a judge or something to get that position. You'd have had a past judge. She wasn't a judge. She was nothing. You understand? She was not like this. But them take her and put her there because she are one of them minions will protect them. As she make real green and gonna prison yet, brother.
Exactly. Why should I expedite that?
Yes. So she come up. Yes,
Exactly.
yes, Pat.
Exactly.
Yes, I just want to highlight to the people as to who is Paula Monroe Ellis. Now, Paula Monroe Ellis was appointed as the Auditor General of Jamaica in 2008. In 2012, she was appointed to the Board of International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, for a 6-year period. She also served as Audit Committee and Chair of the Governance Committee, Secretary General of Caribbean Organization of Supreme Audit Institution, CAROSA. That was in 2016. In 2016, she was also appointed to serve as Jamaica representative on the Caribbean Community Secretariat Audit Committee, which she chaired until 2019. Ms. Monroe served the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, ICAJ, for over 15 years. Also a member of the ACCA Global Forum for Public Sector since 2019 till currently. In May 2020, she was appointed chair of the International Financial Reporting for Non-Profit Organizations Steering Committee. 2008, Ms. Monroe Ellis appointed to the Integrity Commission and Commission for the Prevention of Corruption. She served both commissions until they merged together to form Jamaica New Integrity Commission, where she currently serves as a commissioner. She is currently a member of the Board of Governor General of Jamaica Trust. In February 2019, Mistress Monroe Ellis also received the RJR and Gleaner Honor Award for outstanding work in the public service. Mrs. Monroe Ellis is also a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, ICAJ, Certified Accountant, ACCA, which is a body in the
Pat,
to be a civil servant of the highest order,
Pat,
who has served locally.
Hold on. Repeat that for me, because you just cut out the quiet. Repeat that there, right there when she serve something in the J, right? Yes, right there. Let's start back. Let's back up there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, back up, back up.
Mrs. Monroe Ellis is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of Jamaica, ICAJ, and the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA, which is a body from the United Kingdom. So when we look at Mrs. Pamela Monroe Ellis' status and track record that show her to be a civil servant of the highest order who has served locally, regionally, and internationally in the field of accountant. 17 years of wealth of experience of the highest professionalism should not be and cannot be replaced by a corrupted regime government that has several members, including the Prime Minister, currently under investigation for unexplained wealth. So what we are looking at in recent time is people trying to disenfranchise a lot of Jamaica agencies by utilizing corruption to administrate people into various posts, such as Dennis Strong from the Financial Investigative Division. And now we are seeing it happening to Ms. Pamela Monroe from the Integrity Commission. What this is saying to Jamaican is that the Prime Minister knows for a fact that he is guilty of all the charges that has been laid against him in terms of illicit enrichment. And several of his members are also implicated in the same act. So they are trying to destabilize our protective agency as it relates to holding these men accountable for their wrongdoing. And so we ask Jamaica to stand in solidarity with the People's National Party to fight against this corruption, this high level of corruption that we see taking place, that has no place in our society going forward. We have to stamp that out once and for all. Because with corruption at our doorstep, Jamaica will never rise. Jamaica will continue to fall. And I yield back the floor to another member of the panel.
Yes, Pastor Ricky.
Yeah. Listen, Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis, big up yourself. A great Jamaican hero who have stood in the face of corruption, criminal politicians. Now, remember, it was the Auditor General who diligently, consistently revealed that there were $1.9 billion missing in 2023. Then in 2024, she revealed that it was $3 trillion unaccounted for, stolen, chopped, gone, missing from the Treasury. The latest report she came up with revealed that 11,000 bags of donated fertilizer from the Kingdom of Morocco, which is equivalent to $54 million, has been missing without a trace. The Integrity Commission gave the government a memo back in March and told them by May 31st, they listed 12 different, 9 agency and 3 different entities to account for land acquisition they were investigating. And 9 out of the 12 is in the Prime Minister's office. The Auditor General is has done a great job and is doing a great job. What is going on is that, excuse me, they know that time has come for them to go to prison.
Here you go.
They know the evidence is unanimously, overwhelmingly stacked against them. Sorry. So, you know, when we used to hang out on the street in our Franklin town, Father Lonesome and Rockford, you don't know, and East Kingston, when sobers have come and we smoke a spliff, we start shuffling and move because we're suspicious of something. It will give the police them a reason for sister was suspicious. So what we're witnessing from the gag order that he placed on Parliament from taking the IC to court for stamp out 28 different remedies that the court rejected 25 and said no. And then the appointment of Dennis Chung. These are all cover-ups to protect him from being further exposed. And what he doesn't know is that international investigators are aware of every single thing. So even this now, the latest move with using Wilmington as a bucket, Queen E as a bucket for carry the dirty laundry of the prime minister. Because that's all him doing. Use Queen E as a bully for try bully and sit on the oversight committee of the parliament for the Integrity Commission to bully the Integrity Commission. The prime minister has been on this relentless move to try to undermine the credibility of the Integrity Commission from ever since they came out and says there were 6 members of parliament who's being investigated for illicit enrichment. Remember, the commission was the law was passed in 2017. The Integrity Commission is a commission of parliament. And then they started the work in 2018, but they didn't have enough staff. But this same criminal prime minister, and I remember I saw him, same one go out and follow alone. So you play the video all the while. Leave the Integrity Commission alone. And I'm speaking to the opposition. He even want the opposition not to trouble the integrity. Make them do them work. And every year since 2019, him sing praises to the Integrity Commission. In 2020, during the height of COVID, him big up the Integrity Commission. In 2021, him big them up. 2022, him big them up. And ever since 2023, go back and do your research. Ever since they came out and said there are 6 members of parliament, the man start war with the Integrity Commission. Him and Wilmington is one of the 8 them. Everybody know that. I wasn't afraid to say that. Him are one of the 8. So, big mama them, despicable, abominable, the immoral person. I'm going to say him agree that Miss Pamela Monroe should not be on the board of the Integrity Commission. What I'm going to try to do is isolate her, to take her out of the Integrity Commission so them can intimidate her, threaten her, and try to buy her out like what them do the DPP. Because she's part of that commission, and Justice Seymour Panton, the former leader of the Integrity, would have not allowed that. So what I'm going to try to do is strip her from so them can intimidate her and threaten her. But guess what? It's too late for them. So when them, and then the DPP, despicable and immoral, the guardian against prosecuting corrupt politician, she should be ashamed of herself. She's going out in disgrace. And I pray that when she leave, we can find a case or two we should compromise and charge her feet. Because this woman should never even be a DPP in Jamaica. If you look at all the DPP, the one in St. Kitts, Guyana, and Trinidad, she's the worst of all the DPP in the Caribbean basin.
Make I ask you something, Pastor Becky. Make I ask you something right now. It I go to the other panel members, right? From the DPP came in to be from 2008 in a blues time, and now Andrew on this time, the whole Andrew on this. Which one of them you ever say should really send a prisoner charge or do anything?
None.
Okay.
She should have sent Prime Minister lawyer. Patrick should have got a prison mandate in his house. From them time that she should have prosecuted.
Yes.
I remember say she gets several different type of cases. You understand? She get rape cases, she get fraud cases, she get all type of cases come in front of her, and she not crack one. The only case then where she preside over, where she claims that she get result, is cases like Ninja Man case. Yeah.
Ninja Man.
Get to you.
And What them name? Not one other. What other one name?
Clansman.
Clansman.
Run up and
Right.
down at the end of the media every day about clans.
Yes.
I have to say, well,
Right.
you have two big groups of a Spanish town. You have one other and clans. And you are going up and down about clans. You think people are idiot? No clans alone, you see, up and down about Byron.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
you
man.
have somebody to tie, and draw down, You understand? This
Yes.
woman,
But remember,
that's a rape case. And then go a club.
remember what you fling out Dan Query thing, But up a Dan Query place, a dance, turn it around and push it back in amongst the whole of the criminal them. We see her with the eyes.
Be a criminal.
So we know she compromised. You understand? And she got prison for these things. And all them cases we try over back,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it is plain and obvious that she played a significant role in Dan Query being not acquitted of this charge.
Listen.
You understand? So
Listen.
we have to hold her accountable.
Listen. A little girl was 13 at a time. I saw you rape her. Or a little girl, even for 5 or 6 years a year, and she turned 18, 20 hours. She can't tell us, say, me not interested again, The state of the case, you have to get prosecuted. That is child molesting. You can you could have buy a little more from the case, from the state of it, done. She had the DPP and she threw it away. So you see, Byron? Yes,
but let us identify a clear case of biasness as it relates to DPP. If you remember the case as it relates to Patrick Roberts and Philip Palwell losing their firearm, right? And she, you understand, decided that they are to be charged.
Yes.
She decided that they are to be charged. Remember, Patrick Roberts lost 1 firearm.
Yes.
Philip Palwell lost 1 firearm, and she ruled that they are to be charged. Watch this now. Watch this now. Tom Tavares lost 2 firearms.
Yes.
Robert Montague lost 2 firearms.
Yes.
And she decided that there is no charge. So then,
and by the way,
there's a clear biasness that she's a JLP operative.
Yes, but at the case now, Palwell, some up in a Mona somewhere there, so when them go use a bathroom, come up back in van breaking out, them broken at it. And told them gone. That father-in-law, nobody no break no place, no lick off, nobody no hold him up. Them not give consent. Them just go and get the gun. Remember that father-in-law, they not worth that and 2 gun gone. And this guy sitting in a Senate. And live to come tell like Norman Mandley and Marcus Garvey, them nastiness. And I know you get charged. Him to go to prison too, Then Agintai too. Him leave him gun, not a film yard, according to him, but don't have some friend yard. And him the 4 gun losing her, them 4 gun they kill and murder a lot of people. Yes? And
man.
About that's why they gun not take back. Yeah? And she not charge nobody else if you go to prison.
Yeah. But I want to tell you something weird. Pastor Ricky, you said earlier that you wish that there should be one of the cases that someone can look on after she demits office, right? Because this particular case, Pastor Ricky, if you put Paula Lovelaine to answer as it relates to why you make that decision in terms of all 4 persons, right, have the same offense, and particularly as it relates to the GLP representatives, as it relates to Tom Tavares and Robert Montague, right? Their situation is even more serious. Because remember that Robert Montague lost 2 firearms, right? Tom Tavares lost 2 firearms. Let us look at the PNP side. I mean, Patrick Roberts lost 1 firearm, right? And Philip Palwell lost 1 firearm. But let us look at the circumstances under which they lost their firearm. As it relates to what being said, right? Philip Palwell went to use a restroom, right? When he returned, someone definitely broke into his vehicle. Now let us look at the case to Tom Tavares that Paula Llewellyn decided not to proceed with any charge, to show you the biasness. Tom Tavares claimed that, right, he has these weapons in his house. Right, remember, I know as it relates to FLA rules and regulation, you know.
Put that safe.
Yeah, remember as it relates to FLA rules and regulation, that if you're at home, right, your firearm need to lock away in a safe. Into a safe. Now, before FLA issue you any firearm, FLA would come to your property. FLA would assess the case type that you have, right? So then the case type will have a code to access, right? And key access. So you have two access, you understand, to the safe. A code access, digital access, and a key access. Now, so the question asked, where were the firearms at the time when they were stolen, as it relates to the gunmen, as according to Tom Tavares, went into his home, right, in a middle night, and stole these firearms. So the question, were these firearms put in your safe? Now, let us back up a bit. If these firearms were placed into your safe, how these gunmen got the code or got the key to your safe? So Paula Llewellyn as a prosecutor, right? That never ring through Paula Llewellyn's brain to say that if Tom Tavares inside his home and based on FLA regulations that if you are inside your home, your firearms are to be locked away in your safe. There's a safe housing for that.
Sir Byron, hold on there. Last month, a lady claims say she go in her bathroom go bathe, and she have a autism child, and she leave her firearm not in a safe. Right, and the child another child go in there and shot another little child, and the child die, and them charge her because it's not secure in a safe. So they said the double standard.
But Byron,
yes,
you add this to it now. If cause you're sleeping a firearm in your bedroom, brother, in your bedroom. So as what Byron does say, the place like a good up or something, because they might come look for you, you know. So if you lock it off, it's supposed to be in your bedroom, in your room. How is it that you leave your firearm outside, maybe in a living room? Or the gunman them get the gun? Or them know the gun there.
That's
and if that mean if I look at baby, them could have just take it to my shoot.
So them get access to the house unless you
let me carelessness. This dark part of father should have their prison right now, kin teeth.
Definitely.
Him should have kin teeth right now and the kibbles too. Him should have kin well.
But
yeah,
so this is what we want to ask Paula Llewellyn, right? As it relates to the circumstances surrounding them losing their firearms, particularly when they look at the 2 GLP, particularly as it relates to Tom Tavares. Why she chose not to charge Tom Tavares, but chose to charge Philip Powell and Patrick Roberts, right? They lose one firearm, and they lose it under circumstances that when you look at those circumstances, really and truly, there's a high probability that, yes, they could have lost it just like that. No, but when you look on Tom Tavares' circumstances, how could that be that Tom Tavares, right, at home in the middle of the night, right? And, yes, and if you put your firearm in the safe, how did they get to the safe? And if you didn't put your firearm in the safe and you just put it anywhere in the house, that is a breach again of FLA policy. So either, you understand, you caught up between a rock and a hard place where if Paula Llewellyn looking on that, how Paula Llewellyn decided not to charge Tom Tavares, but chose to charge Philip Powell and charge Patrick Roberts. She need to explain.
Correct. So, according to the report, police report, that father-in-law in house, and between the gun missing from between 12 and 3.
Yes.
So that means wake up 4 and see them missing. Gunmen are coming out here. All them know say gun in here. All them know say you have gun, but just 2. And then get the 2. Because most people have 1 firearm. All them know that. Remember, you're dark, notorious gangster, dark father-in-law, you know. And your grand picnic pooper, you know. And dark pa 1 gun too, you know. And them gang member 1 gun. So all them know say gun in your house. And all the gun just take foot and walk. All them come to your grill.
All them get another house.
This coming like Patrick Bailey case or 2.
But
This coming like
you want to know something?
Bailey.
Serious.
You want to know something too, which is very significant when you look on the whole, you know, information where them put out.
Yeah.
Why would you have 2 guns? Yeah? Why would you have 2 guns, place 1 place in your house, but not in a safe? What would be the 2 guns doing right here?
The same gun could have killed you and kill your family.
Exactly. And like you have 1 gun out and 1 in the safe, you know. The 2 guns put on outside.
Yeah.
1 place.
But the man that, and then by the way, this man might have a little money, but nobody no rob you.
Crazy.
Not even 1 cent. Now you remember the red copper cent we used to use back in the 70s. They don't want that. They don't want nothing. And when you look, no breaking and no entering, nothing at all. Same like Patrick
Bailey too, man. Patrick Bailey too.
Patrick Bailey.
And them thing are bad. Them thing are bad in the country. You understand? Yes. Because I mean, when we look on it, you know, we say, oh, brutal Strike 5 is towards the People's National Party representative. And how lenient she becomes in dealing with the Jamaica Labour Party representative. And we're talking about dealing with the same type of incident relating to gun being missing.
Let's look at that.
But she come down hard on one side and soft on the other. Yeah, and we are saying that this woman has to face the court for these malpractices that she used her office to orchestrate, which is blatant corruption. Blatant corruption.
Taxpayers
she has to be charged.
To protect and
she has to be charged.
She's a nastiness. We talk, we are the type of you know. And we talk straight like this.
Even running out the clock and using statute of limitation. She has to be charged for that as well. Because that is a breach of her authority. Relying on time factor, which she knows is a factor that she can use. So she did not pursue the case as urgently as she should. What she did was that she used the mechanism that is in place as it relates to statute of limitation. And she has to be charged for these corruption. These are corruption that we cannot allow she to waltz off in the sunset and relax. She must face the judicial system for this.
But look at no melting pot. Look at no melting pot. Now, as it relates to what you call him? Not Glycolism. Glycolism. What you call it? Now, look, it is plain, right? Here you have the DPP run out. You understand? As it relates to, I mean, Pamela Monroe has been there from 2008. Right, and all the accolades that you have read out, Melting Pot, right, fully qualified, right, had done
fully qualified,
an excellent job. She didn't have a problem then. She didn't have a problem then. She now have a problem when you have dog face and batty nose Warmington, right? Now, instigate in terms of their planning room, and that come definitely from out of their political strategy room, you know.
Yes.
By Andrew Owness, you understand, to go now, you understand, and try to erupt, you understand, try to handicap the one.
Well, a second, Byron. Just a second, make I interject for a few seconds. Are the task force for them set up?
That's what we are talking about.
And Sir Byron, remember, Dr. Dawes submit to the DP to the Auditor General to investigate the drill. So all of that to you know. So that got them nervous because the cost overrun 31.5 million when them only spent 3 million feet. Dr. Dawes give Mocha a file and him say have a file for the Auditor General. So at that I mad them out now.
But no, Mama,
Yeah.
something on that now. Let me add something on that now.
All right.
Remember this. When Andrew talk about the new social housing, where them are thief billions right now, and she talk about it, say that you shouldn't duplicate it neither. It at him head. Can you remember she had check it up how much money and something right neither, you know. So anytime you have Andrew, you see him move off of you. Because you Andrew work now, people. Him have a little dirty thinking man when he queen. He may tell you no straight. Him to go to prison. The people, them little one, them in right now, them in problem because of this nastiness and in mountain. See, Mr. Bruce talk, and you know why I'm have a Bruce? Bruce go to England, go send that in my cabinet. He's done with Bruce. You never realize why I'm done with Bruce and hate Bruce. Because you know, each up in a Bruce cabinet and Bruce send that in my cabinet. He's done with Bruce. And start style Bruce because Bruce say, not in my cabinet. What are you thinking about Bruce? I think Bruce attack, you know. Yes. Him done with Bruce, him start this Bruce.
One of them done it, Bruce. Our big mama them. All of the GLP them done it, Bruce. So wow.
But I mean, say mash it up in them, you know, pick Andrew on this. And you see Andrew on this door. Send out Queen E. And then remember him about Bruce, you know. You're not relevant. You're never relevant. Because Bruce is not in my cabinet in Bex. Bruce I try to save the little one them, you know. And put out Queen E, you know. And at this way in Bex. Bruce have to not in my cabinet. He might bring it in a Bruce cabinet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so you want know something, panelists? You want know something?
Yes.
Andrew say I'm a chess player now, but Andrew can't play chess. Andrew can't even play draft. Andrew can't. Them two movies where Andrew make, we oof him several times.
Yeah,
him get oof. Dennis Strong, I'm trying to move Pamela Monroe. Ellis. Them two move there. Andrew get oof.
Why did the DPP never come out and denounce Dennis Strong appointment?
Yes.
Exactly, Pastor.
You know, a decorated civil servant to serve the country so well like Pamela Monroe Ellis. Them are trying to move she. And they put in the Prime Minister, a guy asked the guy, Geico, if him was and still the Prime Minister accountant. If I him do the accounting, we send him to the IC. Because remember, you know, him a good accountant and we know people know him. Right? Yes. I remember the Prime Minister who know let him go and go use some question and use him. Ask him if he the Prime Minister accountant, and that means can't take an interest when him have him.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Father Lonesome, or anyone on the panel. Okay, the Integrity Commission is a commission of Parliament, right?
Yes.
Which means it's constitutionally mandated, right?
Yes.
So,
right.
How in the world them can change moving the Auditor General without not amend that section of the act as it relates to 2/3 of the vote in both houses?
That's a very good question.
Let me you have certain things you don't need both houses. You remember both houses? Yes, you don't need both, but you have certain other things you need both houses and them thing there. You know, so they want them when I need both houses. You have certain people who are going to the integrity act, like when them swear in by the Governor General, you can't move them have to do them time. Right? You can't move them like that unless some corruption or something, you know, compel. You can't move them, but them have to do them time. So, you know, like this, no, them does, remember them merge it. Because she have a thing around and this, and when them come in with a new thing, then they merge it. But them
merge both of them.
Commissioner at this, maybe they want to put a standalone, like where you say, no, if they want to run around and do them look a foolishness where that's not supposed to go on. She's supposed to over there to and them see what go on, and she can wall them same way and everything. Now gonna change nothing. But as I said before, Andrew and the houses when come up, can remember, you know, we have them there already, you know. So them just come out the new this and that houses. And by the way, me play from last week, I played Byron, Pastor Weekend Milking Pot. It's a MP driven thing them come with. and it show you how you get selected, but you still Andrew in everybody constituency a cut house. You know, say I vote him and look him and try to trick people. Andrew for go away, no man. You can't have a prime minister that was so dirty. Can listen me. Remember, and I like him now when the money truth we see it. He's not supposed to talk to nobody. In video school way.
One more thing when we want to highlight with Andrew Wallace and them trying to oust Pamela Monroe Ellis. Pamela Monroe Ellis almost served the whole of him tenure, because she been there all along. And him do 9 years hard with her. But just 3 months away from the general election, this guy trying to shuffle the domino.
The drill.
Because I know there will be a domino effect with she in there. Because she going to hold him accountable, because she's transparent and she has moral integrity and she's a civil servant of the highest order who will not let her job facilitate any form of corruption. So he knows that. Because them dub her as a tough woman, from the ICC, You understand? So him know him up against a stalwart from within that sector.
A matter of fact, the other day when him called like she don't have no sense. Remember when he come make a face the argument about her by hand?
Yes.
When she come ask about the remember him come out and talk about some people and whatever. Him come make a face the argument because she has some money that not count up, it not add up, and why you duplicate it. And then him come up with him face the chat.
Yes.
So him not try to get rid of her from
them. Yeah, man.
Just this alone, him try to get rid of this woman. Because I remember much money him talk about him spend for the house, Not no go so neither,
Not no go so.
Even the time say some scrupulous thing I want, the money in the right, something missing up again, See, remember she talk about the 3 trillion, Then she
right.
come out so much billion and the money there. And why you duplicate it? Him come out and talk some face to thing about woman, So we know, sir, him a push these things,
Yeah, we know that.
But as Pastor Ricky said, him send out nasty warming with the dirty bucket and dirty laundry.
Yeah.
To cover because them use him in other space there, because him not serve no other purpose, it's a lashy. So them just send out the big nasty thinking lashy. You understand? But we there have to quash the lashy, because we know the lashy is supposed to be behind bars for a lot of crime that him commit against underage young boys. Climbing on his mountain back, using candy as it relates to lunch money to facilitate these young boys. The arbitrary life that in practice.
When I look at it, you can't be of moral order and say you're supporting a Jamaica Labour Party.
No
way.
Seeing what you are seeing, the plain evidence of corruption. Now, when I look at it, right, from the onset, it not really take a highly professional investigator to figure out Andrew Owen's level of corruption. So if you start from the journey as it relates to Andrew Owen's influences men
07.
not to sign the code of conduct. And I was very surprised that as it relates to the situation in terms of the young lady not wanting to shake Andrew Owen's hand. And we had researched and found out that, hey, here's a situation where Andrew Owen's reject, to shake, ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Right, to shake the ombudsman and was given reason as to why he didn't shake the ombudsman. And the reason that Andrew Holness had given is to say that the ombudsman had breached the code of conduct.
And hold on there, bishop, he's a bishop in an office of the church.
Yeah,
Reverend Bishop Blair. Remember that. Have more moral integrity than the criminal prime minister.
Yes.
So brought forward from that, here is Andrew Holness now, after wanting to hold someone accountable, right, as according to him, that this person, he did not shake this person on because, you understand, this person breached the code of conduct. No, Andrew Holness himself now was a prime minister. as a prime minister, understand, right, the critical nature of the code of conduct as it relates to being responsible in government, but refuses not to sign it and influences men not to sign it. So then, what could be the reason for him not wanting to sign that? Because he knew very well that he's going to venture in wrongdoing.
Byron, he venture night already.
Exactly.
Venture night from him, Byron. You remember him in me just answer you, you know.
Yes.
He the wrongdoing from him and Gavin.
Oh,
Yes.
Seb, yeah.
Do that already. And
Yes.
then when him do this, him did a move money again.
Yes.
Him a move things. Him a patakat.
Because
And him lie and him dangerous. So why him never sign it? But him know say him a sign it just a lie, not tell lie like him decent. Him not decent. And then Prince, when them just let go, when say don't do trouble Zion, she forgot prison too, you know. And she let thing don't do trouble Zion, you know. Because them forget charge. Them call her at the Integrity Commission and tell her say, yo, remember the boss, you know. And she not charge him. She not get charge. Yes, Pastor Ricky.
Now, what may I say is that the hypocrisy that we see daily from this government, and I agree with you, Father Lonesome and Sir Melting Pot, Sir Byron, from Robert Garvin time when him give contract to him friend and get kickbacks and then start buy properties. From them time, them criminality did highlight, but you know, we never in other space, but thanks to Zara Burton and other people like Sir Byron and you, Father Lonesome, in other space, we dig up all of these information over the years. So when you look at this criminality, there's no way him could have signed a code of conduct because he would have implicated himself. True. And then not only that, but 08, him join SSL, him establish, him former lawyer establish ADMAT in St. Lucia for hiding criminality and for tax evasion. No matter about choose Jamaica, but him set up a shell company in another Caribbean country to do business. You know, psyche when people their mind, man, it's ridiculous about choose Jamaica.
Him get hoof again.
Where we have to look pan again with Andrew Wallace, him have problem with the code of conduct. Because in the circumstance with them are Arab layer, you know, it was a PIM, you know, peace initiative movement in a him one constituency, you know. A peace march. He refused. So him is a non-caring individual from long time. And the people them from down constituency to get rid of him. All Andrew Wallace want is to enrich himself using Jamaican electorate to give him a job. Him don't have no empathy, no sympathy, and he's a non-caring individual that his whole entire life is hinged around criminality and corruption. We have to get rid of this guy once and for all. And this guy must face the criminal court and find himself inside a prison. And I mean, when we put him there, we don't need to have no farm of what you call name, nothing of letting him go. We must put him away for good once and for all.
Yeah.
Because the amount of crime Andrew committing now, that would amount up to about 5 million a year in our American court system, you know.
Oh my God, they would have lost him. They would have
lost him.
Let me say. What them said, Byron does say something, so them say choose Jamaica. People, look how when say choose Jamaica, look how hypocritical the JLP is now. They are hypocritical. Very. Them are hypocrites, you know. Choose Jamaica, but them choose them party and themselves.
Yeah.
Them are patriotic and them choose them party over everything, but them are tell choose Jamaica, we choose Jamaica, you know. Moon of the attack.
Exactly.
Them choose themselves. Can you imagine a man tell you, you live in a squatter place where I got you a drink out of the same liquor trough. And I eat out of the same liquor trough where you live like down in the Riverton City dump. Literally, una aganya out of the same place and dog and crocodile down there too. Dog is in there, pot in there, everything in there, and that's how I get on a dinner. So rotten chicken back and them thing and you live up there so. and I thought, oh, get up and choose Jamaica, then choose the party.
Him up on the hills and look down on the
Go away.
But wait, if he's talking about choose Jamaica, we not just heard from Patmore that Dalrymple, if you are not a JLP person, you don't have the green shirt, you can't get anything. So how? So is that choosing Jamaica? Or choosing the party?
Everywhere they do the same thing. Them have
Everywhere them do it.
Look at people. Make we use this. All right. Make we use this tonight and make a rub him out with this. And look how it's serious now. Look how this is very serious. Make a rub them out with this. And this very, very, very disrespect and very serious. Let me just draw for this. The guy here. Them say choose Jamaica people. Look on this now. A lady here, 116.
Mama, we told you that we were going to have a party for you. And you never believed us. Wonderful. Yeah? Sparkling white. How old are you today?
100.
Go play it back there, sir. Well, how much? Hear this.
106.
In that time.
106. Look on the cake. You choose Jamaica and you go and disrespect a woman. And I look, but this alone, that's them way. Look here. Choose Jamaica. What on this?
106 years old.
Wow. 106.
In that time, in our sensation, we didn't love one another.
Yeah.
But the young people nowadays, they don't love one another. And then because they love that great love for one another, things have to go sometime, you know. They work out that good.
Present this afternoon, Lord, to give you thanks, to give you honor, to give you glory, to give you praise.
It means so much to be with somebody who has seen so much of the earth and is still here and is still in good spirits and your memory is good and you're able to move.
I use for promotion, for JLP promotion and propaganda, you know. You choose Jamaica and you go to an old woman where you know want to do this. You have respect. Look how the big
stand around by yourself and so on. It's such a tremendous thing. 2, 3, 5.
Happy birthday!
Choose Jamaica.
Campaign, them a campaign.
Choose Jamaica. You also choose Jamaica and look on this, Byron.
Yeah, cake fully green.
You can't disrespect. Hey, this a total disrespect to me. Get me upset and mad, you know.
Yeah, the cake fully green.
Yes, brother.
Hey, you know I know something. Anytime I see them with a cake, me I fear one if that one cost $1 million, you know. Cause them would have a cake that cost $1 million, you know.
Them not spend that.
Who remember the cake that would cost $1 million?
Them thief the million. They not cost that. Them that look money out of
But we know.
And just say that, yes. But look at that cake now.
Man.
With all respect now, if you have to choose Jamaica and you go to an old lady like this, 106, you don't go there with a green cake and dress up so green and then video the woman and put it up. You think we ever say, whoa, them stinking of themselves, them too disrespectful to where them. Remember them? Remember, you know, Byron? Remember, you know, Pastor Richard and Melton, but when I said, stop saying. Remember, so them kill 100 and, that's JLP, them kill
153.
People, you know, burn them to assist, you know, forget power, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't even tie down and them burn on the place, you know. You can't blame the CIA. Because remember, you know, when them come in your place, them not put the hand, they might give you the thing, but you, we agree. And that's what we need, you know, Byron.
Yes.
Charge them people there for what? Crime against humanity, you know. Because the most part of the JLP will do that.
Yeah.
You know, part of it.
Yeah.
They're all I want.
But you want to know something? You want to know something, panelists? When we look upon this, what we see in front of it. Yeah, this is not a way to celebrate a centurion birthday, you know. As a government, what you're supposed to do is set up a civic committee within our community. And if you want to fund a birthday event for her to recognize her as a centurion, probably one of the oldest surviving person in Jamaica, you do go about it that way. You cannot carry a partisan celebration and PR publicity in front of a centurion to celebrate our 106th birthday. This Jamaica Labour Party is a gravel party. Them low, them gravel for anything, them a squalor. As some dog to them won't vomit. These people now have nothing going forward. When we look at in Jamaica, the moral concept that this party presents is always something to scorn. Something to scorn. What them do is tarnish this lady 106th birthday celebration by bringing politics into our space where she live. You understand? With a big old green cake. We don't know cake to be green.
And not only that,
unless some moras make it.
But not only that, this is an election year, and did they celebrate our 100th, 102, 103, 104,
No.
105? But because it's an election year, and them are play politics for try win vote, now them are come and present her with a GLP cake. This is despicable, immoral, and unconscionable. Them should never ever do that.
Vote them about here, so Portland, you know.
Yes.
You know. See them all collect money, they look, let's go.
This is embarrassing.
Very blatant. You're signing for the money, very blatant. Seymour!
I think this was done enough.
I have it on camera. I have this on camera. I'm both line right here. So sign in for and walking away with it. I have everything on camera. I'm going to send it to your phone right now. Yeah, right in front of me. The boy just signed for and some date on camera. Are you see how blatant it is? Alright, the phone are dead. See if you can get something for me on the camera. Never send this.
You know, so the rest of that, you know, so them forget.
You know why this is so vicious?
Yes.
More I think of it deeply, more the panel think of it deeply. When you have to buy vote, you are saying to Jamaica that, look, Jamaica, I did not represent these people well.
Yes.
I didn't. These people elected me to represent them, and I failed on their representation. Now, in order for them, right, in order for me to keep, right, being in power, right, this time around, I am buying their votes because I did not represent them. Now, look at this now, people. I want Jamaica to have a clear mind. If you have an MP, right, like you have, for example, using a Carl Samuda, a man who has the ability that, as a result of certain representation that he had done in his constituency, if him go GLP, you have seen that he won. You go PNP, you see that he won. So you see that there's a natural thing there going for him as it relates to certain representation that he had done. So Carl Samuda not have to buy no vote. Now watch this now. When you see that it reached to a level where you have a politician, right, buying vote, right, a politician doing the PR stunt in ribbon cutting and all of them things, a politician who is going on the edge in terms of cutting ribbon in areas like the urban center, where the urban center has not been finished, not been completed, going here in the Cornwall Regional Hospital, you understand, the cut ribbon on an administration block that has no service, right, to the Jamaican people, where the hospital itself, you understand, where they had spent over, where it started as it relates to the refurbished amount that it need to start on was $2 billion. Now it escalated to over $20 billion. We're tough and now they try to tell lie You understand? Say only $9 billion spent. However, what it is, but our 9 billion or 21 billion, the fact of the matter, Cornwall Regional Hospital has not been completed. So when you see the level of PR, you see the level of, you understand what being just show in terms of pre and vote buying. The government is saying to Jamaica that I did not represent you. What you put me in to do, I did not do it. And so then I have to find alternative means now in terms of tricking you so that I can remain, you understand, in power. Now, what the Jamaican people need to do, as critical thinkers, process this very correctly. Because if a politician coming to buy your vote, right, it simply means that the politician have no record to run on. The politician cannot say, okay, I am not going to purchase any vote because what I have done my representation, I have fixed road, I have created social programs, I have this and I have that. I find it really, really, so ludicrous that after 9 years, Andrew Holness is coming down to the people, going partially 2 months away from a general election, telling Jamaican people after 9 years that we are going to dealing with futuristic references.
Yes.
We are going to.
Yes.
Why Andrew Holness is not coming to the people and say, okay, all right, we have done A, we have done B, we have done C, we have done D. Andrew Holness blatantly telling lie that he had done over 250 rare, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me ask Andrew Holness one question. One question I want to ask Andrew Holness. Of the 250 rare, blah, blah, what him saying do, because all I do are rare, blah, blah. No, the 250 things, one do. After 250 things, Andrew Holness, have you built a school?
Nah.
Have you built a school? All right. After 250 things that you have done, Andrew Holness, have you created one social program?
Nah.
So Jamaica need to ask himself as it relates to where we are at. We are at a crossroad where we see this man, the only thing that he had done, right, is to put Jamaica economy in the abyss of hell, right, by pilfering. Just imagine, our national debt is $2.3 trillion. What Pamela Monroe, right, is telling Jamaica that based on her, right, process of auditing, $3 trillion, right, unaccounted for. So let me turn to Andrew Holness' administration. How you have Jamaica at heart? How are you asking Jamaica for a third term? A third term for what? For the $3 trillion to escalate to more? That is what you're asking a third term for? You understand? This is extremely ludicrous. Because when you look at it, right, you've seen where to avoid transparency, to avoid accountability, now you're now attacking Pamela Monroe, right? You want to break down the guardrails of accountability. That is what Andrew Holness is doing. And Andrew Holness slowly and surely telling Jamaican people that he's pulling towards dictatorship. We can't say it any better. Our democracy, as we speak, is under threat. Our sovereignty is under threat. You understand? So Jamaican people have to, you understand, look at this and really consider where we are at. We are at a crossroad where it is very serious and we need to make a decision, you understand, to turn around this evil. As the popular pastor saying, we have to do something to reverse the curse, reverse the order, because trust me, we are under a spiritual order, a demons, you understand, as it relates to Andrew Holness and Leach, poison on us, and Leach, 49 members on us, and all of them is taking part in robbing from our treasury. And I yield back to our next time.
I did the math.
Yes, Pastor Ricky.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did the math while you talk.
Yes.
Well, vote by number one is unconstitutional. It's
Exactly.
a breach of the Constitution. So, like Dalrymple, I support that as a lawyer, show that she is violating the law. But I did the math. If you sell a vote for $5,000, right? What that equivalent is 12 months per year is 416 Jamaica dollars per month. Divided by 30 is $13.80 a day for sell your vote for 5,000. If you sell out and sell your vote for 10,000, it's $833 a month. We talk about
$26 a day.
And if you divide it by 30, it's $27 a day you sell your vote for. And then if you do it by 20,000, it comes out to $1,667 per month. And if you divide that by 30 days, it comes out to be $55.55 a day. So you say selling your vote for peanuts while these criminals are scraping and filling their craw with billions. You're selling out the future of your country, the future of yourself, the future of your children, and the future of your grandchildren for peanuts while they're scraping and making billions. It's ridiculous, man.
All right.
Why you look, Pastor, you look, you can't grade it as peanut. I grade it as dirt. Selling out them vote for dirt. You understand?
Next slide, we want to know what Andrew on it. Let me tell you something, people. Remember just reminding you something though, right? Remember when was the pandemic? When the pandemic started in Jamaica?
2019.
March 2020.
2020. I will come out like 2023, right? Then we have 24 because we have come out 2022. Well, really 2023 will come out right? And I'm gonna even so 100 out tight. So we have to count out Byron and Pastor Vicky and Melting Pot to count out all of that, right? But here, and remember, Andrew, when I'm going in 2016, 2017, when I'm busy with a thing named Zozo for the whole time. 2018, state of emergency with Zozo. The man don't do no work. 2019, no, by 2020, him coming with the drama. Me by them a thief, you know. So 2020, when I do them thing, they no work at all. No, a matter of fact, even the tourism sector, everything shut down. The world is shut down in 2020, 2021. Closed down. And they will take time open back in like 2022 and take time and then 2023, you know, because we see the fair watch, right? So nothing never go on. 2024 just done. And we have this Beryl, where him couldn't manage and him blame everything from Beryl. Now Andrew one is everything him come and tell us say him do this and him let me just ask you a question. So understand and them carry down poverty when the whole place is closed down and nobody have the work or nothing at all. Yes? And hundreds of thousands of people them say them imply right now. Not go say we don't see no new factory or nothing at all. They can't show me one factory with them bill and whopping. The tourism thing cut because we have travel advisory. Them did a ball. That's why they might kill out so much of the youth them right now. Them did a ball. The manufacturing like PSOJ, like Omar Razan and other places, them a ball too. Them a ball because them a lose money. Right? Yes. So everything my Andrew own is coming from 2020 and thing you know is a lie. The 5 and 4 never go on either. So Andrew own is don't do no work. So everything that's why I wait for him 200 for Robbie Martin. Me I tell him this. And I make the same dirty water go just come right here, so look while Byron. The same water go just come right here, so. Can we see me them just right I'm banning. The same water and them were for banding. Let me show you something. Here Andrew one is right here, so. I go tell we say them plant 3 million trees. You'd have to have an army for out there in the pandemic, nobody never out there plant a tree neither. Nobody in the town no get them job, that's all I am tell. Hear this, not my word. Hear the man lie. Hear this.
In 19, I had announced that we would do 3 million trees in 3 years. Well, we did it in 5, which is not too bad. We still did the 3 million trees.
You saw this man lie? So you not do the 3 million tree, not the one of the pandemic when everybody died in yard lock up. You saw this man, hey, if go away, you know. If he go away, you know. You hear what the man said? Because 2019, that means take the one of 2020, 21, 22. A pandemic, people, the world locked down. And he plant 3 million, nobody will go out and plant a 3 million tree. Nobody. This is how the man lie.
But Wayne.
Yes.
You know, the melting pot hoof him again.
Yes.
Because him claims a chess him play, you know. You understand? But he just get hoof again because guess what? Is he calculating 2020, 2021 in the height of the pandemic? So how we plant
2019. I'm go back to 2019. We're not done 2025 yet, so I can't.
No. So I'm saying the 5 years, that means him calculate 2020, 21, 22 people. Yeah. I go on 24. Right? And I'm very just because we never see nobody plant a tree. But this is how this guy lie. You see, everything where Andrew wants to come out, come tell we know. Remember just give him a run up. Right? Anything where you're going to tell me from the pandemic go up. You know, so like you're telling about that. So we're going to oof you. Make we just tell him from now. You get up. Me tell him, say, I'm your old man teach me to play draft, and Byron can play draft good too, so. Do you understand? Right. So, me know, so me take people play and oof them all the while. You know, ask Barris a man about me, ask Barris. Barris feels me already, Ask him. Yes.
But, you know me want to say something. Yes. I want to say something in regard to this 3 million tree, where Andrew had talked about them plan. If Andrew did plant that, me I will tell you something, yeah? You see, Save the Planet organization would have applied Jamaica and award Jamaica as a little island for plant 3 million trees. 3 million trees and a one little small amount of trees. Yeah, Andrew are one big nasty liar, And here's the same man will tell a lie pan burial, so we have 900 odd shelter. Because I look money, a criminal this.
And him take 5
years. This a criminal.
Listen, them never show no evidence and not what them said. Them just run out to the microphone and speak things and for people believe them. It's like how we put up video evidence, document evidence, and them clips with them own word. When them speak, and just the mic them got to a photo up. Well, we never see the evidence. Now them said them come out with a book with 200 accomplishments. When did they accomplish these 200? I can't wait to see.
3 million tree. Look now, all right, let me tell you something. Let me tell Andrew something right now. So, starting in 2022, if we do the census, 3 million people and 2.8 million people. Because you say 3 million tree, so I like people and tree, I like the same amount of thing when I run through. We have to imply over 7,000 people. I remember each one, and I like them have to dig dirt and so on. Them all come and knock and just take up some little thing on some paper and move along. And them couldn't get it done. And it can take them more than how much months. I know the people them get paid. Over 7,000. Now for plant 3 million tree is not an easy task. Because you couldn't just go out and just plant tree, just dig a hole and plant it. You have to have people that supervise you. You can't hide on your plant tree by that. Yeah. So you can't plant it too near and what kind of tree plant. Make Andrew they out there cut ribbon when the tree them a plant. That's right. Andrew on this.
That's right.
Even like better Andrew, if you just go in, man.
Who are the employees? Which agency them hire? I will never see that listed in the classified ads.
Nobody nothing. You plant 3 million tree.
I want to know which forest department them sub them work to plant, because them forest department they would have to contract a lot of local people to plant 3 million trees. Andrew just a pathological liar. Yeah, as me said, the man tell lie from burial. Yeah, so we have over 900 shelter because he look money, He look pity and sorry for, Because Andrew love money. Yeah, you see all them yellow stuff the way him have behind him a while ago. What the price when talk about them there,
10 million in PF.
All right, but me I go show you something in regard to that. The money where them get. Dwayne Smith, yeah, we do the food program, the 2.1 billion. That 2.1 billion could have buy 300 of them something the way you set behind Andrew. You check it out. 300 times 70 million, here 2.1 billion.
Where is the procurement process? Where how come when I see it on Jams portal that them procure $1 billion for plant 3 million tree? Where you know normally them would advert them
Andrew tell man. I will oof him again, you know. It's another oof that, you know.
Well on the Pastor Ricky.
Big time oof.
Well on the Pastor Ricky, because I just spoke on something. What it costs for the trees, he said
he must send the money, brother.
Huh?
He said them plant 3 million trees.
He must send the money.
You have to imply people to do that.
Me want to know the procurement, how much them procure for this project.
Not like that, him not set up like this neither.
Oh God.
You understand? And that's a big job, you know. That a big
but again, for him to be just saying this, wouldn't this mention in the budget, in whatever budget that 2023 to 2024 or 2024 to 2025?
Every year.
So which budget was that?
None.
Budgeted for.
No, but that alone. You'd have to have some giant nursery, brother.
So that there was no budget for that.
Nursery. You can't play Adam and a wicked. So you have to grow the tree them away and then you transplant them. So
Yes.
Right.
You have to come with chalk and put in the van back them and carry each day. Brother, that take it's a gigantic work. It's not a baby task.
But I am saying,
Plants, you know.
I am saying there was no budget for it.
Brother, in a pandemic.
There was no budget for it.
There was no budget for it, and that is a major work.
There is no budget for it. So where did you get the money from?
Hold on, them just announced that them have this new machine can replant tree from one place to the next. And them just announced that like a month ago. So if I try to use now for say, we did this 5 years now, I lie my tell because this new equipment them get is new. And them I said them wish them didn't have this all along.
But brother, that's a waste of time. Because you have hills and valley, that can't work. It's like in the state, and that's a little one like a tractor. You have the truck one them where you go in like a botanical garden, like in the state, like you go in a Central Park and you want to move one tree and you carry it down there, so then they use that machine, right? I bet in a Jamaica, I bet you just plant the tree. You have the suckers them and plant them. You have to grow them. You have to have giant nursery and take care of that, and then have to come up and then you transplant them. We not see that. That imply the amount of people. Because you have to have giant place to do this. And then you have to plant, and then you plant behind that and behind that. Because every time you move, you couldn't just plant one time. Because 3 million tree and a little bit of tree in a better. Which part of Jamaica look like 3 million tree plant? This man
but that we just come to know. Him not identify the location, but we know them they would have to plant up in the Cockpit Mountain, Blue Mountain, Ridge, and all them places there. Hey, this guy have to go, man. A criminal in a man.
Mention part.
Yes, my brother.
All right, here we go now. When you look on the whole thing, right? For him to be talking that he planted 3 million trees, there would have to be a budget that's provided for that.
Right.
So which budget that was in? Was that in the 2023 to 2024 budget or 2024 to 2025 budget?
Continue.
No. So then the question, because if you do it out of the budget, the question, where did you get the money from?
Right.
Brother.
This need Pamela money.
I'm sure none of the forestry department do undertake that project either. So how did we plant 3 million trees in Jamaica, and where did we plant them?
So them gonna come out and say them have a procurement for planting 3 million trees of $10 billion. And I saw them are gonna rob the money.
Yes.
You want
exactly.
That's a fact. The forestry, you know, don't get me wrong, honest. We know the forestry have some because soccer, like when they could fire them.
We want to do our research, yeah. But more than 3 million trees.
Honest. Because remember, we not see none of the center. Remember, it does bushy, you know. We not see no tree planting and none of them parish. Where the 3 million
research.
Enough tree, no better. You understand? man, him lie, so till him never know for lie. And by
I
the
worm,
way,
I can't worm him one, but whoop up on him, man.
yeah.
Hey, anytime Andrew talk, I sink himself right now, you know.
Yeah, it makes
So
Yeah.
the task force where him put together, yeah, where I come tell we about him accomplish 250.
Them are idiot.
You know, I garbage them there. One of them forgot prison.
Yes.
Fish headland, upcock, ward, big broadback, war tag hog.
Them, guess what? They're gonna come out with some AI bloggers. AI bloggers. Because them communication team is despicable, abominable, deplorable, and their message is not resonated.
Nobody now
listen to them bloggers. Them paid bloggers are living on the diaspora. 80% of them bloggers living on the diaspora. Nobody now listen to them. So AI them are gonna use now to put out message to them because them feel like that will be more effective. But what the Prime Minister and his criminal network fail to understand is that the reality on the ground speaks differently from what them are said. So every time them come out with something, them come across as out of touch with reality, and a data beat them. Because what them are said, poverty down, crime down, unemployment down. We plant 5 million, 3 million trees. We budgeted increase the health ministry budget from 60 billion. Everything them I say, I would not seen it on the ground. Hospital them run down.
Yes.
People are them keep a health fear. I mean a job fear. And how much people show up and only 60 people get work.
60 people.
A couple thousands will cause traffic for block.
Yes.
Because people desperate for work and can't find it. Poverty down when the United Nations said 2 million people, including children, dead, hungry, without a balanced nutritional meal. So everything what them I said is like it's not manifesting and resonating with the people, and that damage them, that mash them up because them come across as out of touch. So no matter how much paid bloggers, no matter how much AI bloggers them come with, it not gonna help them. Too late.
It not help them.
Hey,
yes.
Yes. We catch him again and I'm gonna send something to you more and put it up.
All right. More remember the woman last week, last year, brother.
Yeah.
Her foot get crushed and she lose her leg.
Yeah.
You know, say Andrew, have somebody in Jamaica now, go pose up now. Say I give the one her foot is a goddamn embarrassment. In Gara, one of the running, and I think my running leather Peter pipe. Them just put a part she put her foot in her.
Hey,
but it's not a prosthetic. Like, you know what I do this? Let me show you.
Send it to you, man. Send it to you. From JI's to, you know.
Yeah, man, look on this.
February of last year, 8th of February, I was going to, I think it was Trinity or Cedar Valley, somewhere about, and I was on the trailer. When I reached in White Horses going to Mandy End.
Look at the foot people now. You can't get this enough at all we build. People build foot, it look like foot. Uncle run now when you give one a foot, then just put the little part on it. You want to give the woman this and call it boy, you give about prosthetic leg man. Shana runner, you know the runner and let them have the blade where you run. Me showing the people. Oh, so embarrassing. Eh? Look on this man. Look here.
We were coming from Martin End towards Yalas, where we're coming from, and the vehicle, the trailer, taking away from the vehicle and reversing back in the embankment, coming with some brick and so forth.
Look there. Me I tell you like just a little piece of pipe, then build the part to go over our foot here, so. And then build this. You know, like the little runner sitting, people just give the woman a good leg, the man. Come on now, man.
I was on the trailer, and so I lose my leg on the trailer. Life ups and down, but I never expected I lose a leg still, but I lose it.
I'm very happy for the beneficiary. But seeing this process, seeing that Jamaica has the capability.
Just cap them bill, Alright, look at this. And look at cap them bill alone for on your foot, and then put a piece of pipe, and then put a shoe on it. This is right. People have built the leg. It look like real leg. Them have to come on, man, do something better than that for the woman, man.
Yeah,
And yes, they don't have to PR on this.
From industry to develop the rest of the region. Well, again, thank you. And thank you. Very good, very good. Very proud of what you have done.
Woman lose her leg because of unjourness. Eh? And look where him come go now. Whenever see the running foot yet, now put up this by Randowski right now.
I think they should have blessed her with a financial.
So the running foot under the part there, because when you're running at this same gear, you know. But them have the leg with them gear now for make it look more normal. They might have a different color, might have look better than your leg or something. But this are the running one. Them just put the thing over that and put the little spring. Instead of the Kamaga part, the Byron.
Yeah.
So them just put that and put in our shoes. You know why I give the woman that. Come on, man. Do something better than this, man.
Yeah.
You do something better than that, man.
No,
You're disrespectful, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry for her loss of her leg, and it's sad. But the Prime Minister should have given her out of his billions and billions of thief from the government, taxpayers' money. Financially, him should have said that she's secure financially for the rest of her life. Him have it.
I put up this right now. The melting pot, we not see it yet, you know.
Yeah.
The melting pot device. Andrew, when it's cut your melting pot. Yeah. All right, see that, Byron. Can you see it?
I'm going to see it.
You not see it, I'm going to move this.
Yeah, move that.
I'm move that one, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to move that thing there from the out.
There's a show Jamaica how the Prime Minister lied.
Yes, yes. Him dangerous bad enough. All right, you can't see it now.
Yeah.
I'm going to run it up. Go and read it.
So I must say that several private and public sector entities are embarking on the planting of trees to support the National Reforestation Program.
Yes,
right,
sir.
in order to protect the environment.
Yes.
Right?
Look, and them use some, them can't plant 3 million trees.
They might take credit for the private sector again, like the
see what them do? Them use them and plant a little one tree, and then and up in the forest you don't make too much trees. I'm don't lie, see that? Yeah? Them are gonna come up with it.
So basically this would not be something that would be in the budget, basically.
Planting 3 million timber. A timber tree,
yeah. The initiative was what
over the next
initiative which was launched recently by Prime Minister, the most honorable Andrew Holness, is aimed at planting 3 million timber and ornamental trees over the next 3 years. Right? So at 2019, that you know.
Yes.
And expanding forested areas, including public and private forests. So in his address, the Prime Minister told the audience that climate change must be addressed in order to secure the future, and that children are depending on the actions of the adults. Why well, should they talk? Boy, I tell you.
Several private and public sector entities are embarking on planting of trees to support the National Reforestation Program. But we not matter the 3 million trees will not run here because trees have to grow here for X, and we don't have so much land for plant 3 million trees. Not like, you understand these kind of trees because we have places like food and everything, brother. See? You understand? That means some big areas. So them not plant 3 million trees. But this is how him lie in order to protect the environment.
Yes.
The initiative, which was launched recently by Prime Minister, the dishonorable Andrew Holness, is aimed to planting 3 million timber. Timber, you know? And ornamental trees over the next 3 years. Not food, but timber and ornamental trees. And expanding forest areas, including public and private forests. So you see this now, brother? Eh?
Yes.
When plant 3 million trees, brother?
I know him do it.
But 3 million trees don't plant same way.
Right.
You know about the forest, because you can have a place where forest for 3 are there every day. You just come and take, you just use the word 3 million. But we know such, and then you use some school kids sometime when them are plant, brother. So they use some school kids sometime, Byron.
Yes.
Plant, you just go there with the school and then they plant a 1 tree or so, or a next one or so. This is a joke. You understand?
Public and private.
Nursery. That may I tell you, man. I remember, you know. You remember with the 4 and 5 plan where you say we have too much skinny kid? The private sector business with it again, and them run away. Everybody, including Leachin, run away from that. Them run away from 3 to no tree in a plant. 3 million tree in a plant. Because you have to take the people off of them work to come help you. Them not do it better. But yes, still, them say it and know him come and talk about. And remember, you know, the place is locked down in the Byron. That make it worse because you couldn't go out no work. Not even school did I keep. But yes, still him say 5 years, them plant 3.
But you know what? Get back to something where you just said, Wayne.
Yes.
Because something just tickle my brain again.
Yes.
When we get back to the 4 and 5 plan, as it relates to Michael Leachin and Andrew Honest, which Michael Leachin seems to be the, you know, the architect of that plan.
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
So let us ask this, Pastor Ricky and Wayne. Then, since Michael Leachin was so articulate, right, so talented, now we have seen a situation face Michael Leachin as it relates to NCB. Seems like he's losing NCB.
Yes.
Right? So then when I look at Michael Leachin, who so-called influenced Andrew Wallace with the 5 and 4. 5 and 4 fail. Michael Leachin is a dead failure. You understand? Based on what is happening now. What many people really don't know, you know. Right? Based on WikiLeaks information.
IC report.
Not even the IC report. I'm not even talking about the IC report. I base this on WikiLeaks information.
Oh, okay.
That NCB hosts, right, many Ponzi scheme through their entities. From Cash Plus, right, to Olint, right, to SSL,
yes,
right, because you see $470 million, you understand, and whenever those Ponzi scheme reach into NCB, that sort of account just disappear as it relates to avoiding investigators to investigate as it relates to the trail of those monies, right? So then, when I look at NCB, what is NCB? You have many
money laundering bank.
Exactly, you have many bankers, right? Many people who have accounts in NCB been losing their money out of their accounts, right? And so then, when you look at this in terms of, okay, it just appears as if Andrew Honest just surround himself with people who he know that they are dishonest, right? Of history of dishonest. Now, if you go back to the cabinet secretary that Andrew Honest, right, used, and prior to her becoming cabinet secretary, that is Audrey Sewell, right? When we look on Audrey Sewell history and Chase Macker history to her father, remember Lonesome, we had seen her father, right, executed, right, a permanent secretary, right, as it relates to the permanent secretary at the time, right, was investigating her father as it relates to corruption. And she, at the time, was working with the entity that involved in the corruption. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so it seems like this is something where Andrew Honest just have this sort of connection towards people who, you know, have this sort of criminal traits or criminal behavior, right? Now, if you look at how Andrew Honest loop Audrey Sewell through various ministries, all those ministries that Audrey Sewell, right, that Andrew Honest put her through, all of those ministries, right, millions of dollars unaccounted for. Millions of dollars unaccounted for. So you can see the reason why they are attacking Pamela Rowe. Pamela Monroe. You understand? Because she's digging up these things, she's highlighting these things, and so then it is a problem. Now they want to get rid of her. right? So this is just proof that Jamaica seems to be a banana republic.
Yes.
You understand? We can't define it any better, you know, as it relates to, you know, the level of criminality. But you know what I find funny though, Wayne?
Yes.
In spite of all the wrongs and all of the things them where Andrew Holness had done, and you understand, Andrew Holness being investigated and still allow, you understand, to stay in a position which part him can obstruct the investigation, because all what Andrew Holness is doing is obstructing obstructing the investigation.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
You understand? Obstructing the investigation. And so then, but my surprise, my surprise is why the umbrella group of church not come out and call these things.
No, because them apartheid, brother.
And the PSOJ. The PSOJ.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So then, my final thing, my Father Llewellyn no find nothing wrong with this. But yet, Father Llewellyn find something wrong with the situation as it relates to Pamela Monroe's.
Yes.
I don't understand that.
I too. So anybody who is come out and talk, you know, what Andrew do, you know, Andrew them are idiot, you know. So me look at me say Big Mama no jump on Andrew side and attack the opposition, you know, say Big Mama show them hand. Show them fin. Show them what them call it, what them call the fin, them dazzle fin. So them show them dazzle fin. Big Mama them, Andrew has Davis, them show them fin, brother. You understand? The PSOJ, you know which one of them in there show that too. You understand? And then you can see one who work with them in the media, you see one who with Andrew. So the one of them in the corruption scheme. Because the silent mean consent, you know. So when them silent, you see them go on, and if the PMP do say something, you see them run out. You say, okay, you can't see.
Yeah.
Yes, Pastor Ricky.
Them complicit.
Yes.
But you know what? Here's what I'm concerned about. A former ambassador would Trump reject and kick her out of the United States because she aligned herself to corruption and promote same-sex marriage and transgenderism. Now them plant her, import her in a parish and I build them up so she are gonna help them win the parish. Yet she's a US reject. She did not serve any purpose by Trump, but only trying to get close to the former VP. So they're searching desperately to inspire their base. And when you look at what's going on in the party, them a buyout seat, like what them do with Derek Smith and PM 7.5 million for let Nigel Clark come in, right? And said that it landed soft on the carpet and it accumulated over 5 years to $35.5 million with them buyout. So it just showed the criminality of this government, that the reason why they're not transparent is because they're so deep in the abyss of corruption and them have so much that them are cover up, and the pot, the cover is lit, blow off, and everything exposed and a smell. So here's the deal. When the new sheriff come into town, who promised, and there will be a new prime minister come this general election, there will be a new government formed. When the new sheriff come into town and begin to do a audit, forensic audit, government-wide, all 19 government agency, 15 ministries, permanent secretaries, the cabinet secretary, the office of the prime minister, we're not going to be surprised here because we already dig deep and find out enough things. But the whole entire world is going to be surprised at the level of criminality that we have never experienced before in the whole entire history since Jamaica had independence. One last point. When you hear 70% of first form students at Permicall High School, a prominent high school, can't read and write in a first form. When you hear 30% of primary school children graduate from primary school and can't read and write, it's a colossal failure on the criminal prime minister who was a minister of education. It's a colossal failure on criminal Royal Reid, who's before the courts right now. It's a colossal failure on Theobald, who sat there for so many years while these students are illiterate. And then it's a colossal failure on this new education minister who's an idiot, who doesn't, all she's do is speak big words, but has no strategy, no vision to turn. No, she has a father alone, some Sir Melton Pot, Sir Byron. Come this September, them are gonna start feed the children. Can you believe it? That's her vision, to turn around illiteracy in the school system, as if because the children might not eat a breakfast or a lunch, that's why they're failing. 18% of them pass out of 100%. Only 18% pass CXC exams. The system, we're gonna have a generation. If the next government don't bring back Jamal or something, or some educational strategy to teach the children basic arithmetic, reading and comprehension skills, because this AI thing I go do the work for the pitting of them, and that I go even make them get more dumb. God forgive me for saying the word, but it's true. More illiterate, because you're depending on artificial intelligence to write for you. It takes away your writing skills. It takes away your logics and comprehension. When you depend on, you speak to a computer and them spit out back what you want here, that's going to take away their skills. So we need robust policies, not just feeding the children. But she lack knowledge, she lack understanding, because this criminal prime minister, he just put people into position that they're not qualified for, just like Dennis Chung. It's a systematic failure of incompetence by the leader of the government, that he, who lacks vision, who depend on people to share their ideas so he can steal it. And that's money in my teeth. In my teeth ideas too, because him brain empty. Him not know nothing. So we're in a crisis in Jamaica.
Exactly.
9 to 10 years, almost a decade them in an office, and they have never built a school. Him built 3 prisons over the western parishes where my build. Him fix up the police station them. Him buy armor vehicle and police car and guns and ammo, and because his intent is to destroy, not to build. Michael build Jamaica. This man come in and destroy Jamaica. That's his intent, the wickedness of his heart. And this is why the people of Jamaica have to wake up. Come election day, whenever they call it and the date is set, put the X beside the head. We're dealing with a culture of criminals, transnational money laundering, drug trafficking, gun trafficking, human trafficking government. That's what we have right now in the Jamaica space. And this has to stop, because we should be in a place where we leave no children behind. Right now, come September, to feed the children, and them can't read and write. This means we have a deeper problem, because what the next set of doctors and scientists and engineers and lawyers and judges and pilots, and where them are gonna come from if them not have the education, if the education is not robust and teaching the children basic skills that they need to survive in an economic world that is booming. So we have to get rid of this government. They have failed Jamaica. The prime minister has failed. Every parent should be angry and upset right now, because the children are failing in school, all because we have a government who turned their back on education, all because we have a government who put people in place that has no requisite skills, no knowledge sets, no vision for what to grow education. And this is a crying shame. Jamaica is in trouble. Jamaica is at a crossroad and time come.
All right, before we see we knock the 3 hours, you know. I mean, no, a bit of time, I mean, no, but before we even move, we want to play one more video, we could talk about this. And people, I can show a video, you see me, I can show my brother them a video. Where you see that the pharmacy here, serious to God. In a month, everybody, if a boy cut it.
Definitely.
Make the jail PL1 go buy from it. That woman are too disrespectful. Watch that video you want me to put up. I'm gonna get the name. Watch this. You're not gonna believe this. Watch this.
Today I went into Horton's pharmacy with my hat, right? All I had on is my hat. And this lady, not even the father, she the daughter of the business, run me out and push me out of the establishment, say Horton's pharmacy is a JLP establishment. Saying this is a JLP.
That's for done, yeah? Nobody will think in Jamaica. You say it mash up already and look nasty and insipid. So it not good for no money. She buy the olive oil and wear her hat. And you put her out. And that same labor tell her to choose Jamaica. Eh? Yes. Eh? Them is nastiness.
You know, Wayne.
Yes.
Wayne, this are the core, right?
Yes.
Of our democracy. You know why she did that? Because she knows very well that saying something like this, a kleptocratic government is going to endorse her. Andrew Honest is going to endorse her. Right? The criminals who are supporting Jamaica Labour Party, they are going to endorse her. And so then, as it relates to this government, right? Her business as it relates to the labor right? When they see something like this, all those criminal-minded labor rights, you understand, they are going to support her. Now, the people who will not be supporting her are the people, right, who have strong moral compass. What she had done, you understand, as a business person, is wrong.
Yeah.
What you have seen there is a level of discrimination.
Yeah.
Because she's saying to the fact that she support PNP. This is a businesswoman, you know. Right? I don't know how politics get into business. This is a businesswoman. Right? And then she's saying that, okay, basically, if you are a PNP, you are not accepted in my business place. No. If the government, you understand, is dealing with good governance and dealing with every Jamaican and not dealing with the partisan politics, and as he said, he's for every Jamaican, I want to see how Andrew Honest is going to deal with this, ensuring Jamaica that he represents every Jamaican, because this woman who I saw in the orange hat is a Jamaican.
Yes.
This woman was discriminated against because of her political preference. So then, if Andrew Honest administration is for every Jamaican, let us wait and see how Andrew Honest is going to deal with this. Does Andrew Honest have anything to say about this?
No.
He won't.
Okay. I rest my case. I rest my case.
Yes, problem. Melting pot. We'll wrap up in about
Well,
time.
but I just want to win with my little. I just want. Yes, well, I want to just say what I think about this whole fiasco here. The chambers of commerce need to intervene, and this woman need to take out a lawsuit against this operator, the pharmacy.
Yes, so
yeah, because the chambers of commerce should revoke her license.
Exactly.
You understand? Because what she have done is that she has gone against the Trade Act in Jamaica. You cannot deal with customer. Customer come first.
Yeah.
So a lawsuit has to be filed against this piece of shit, and the chambers of commerce need to move swiftly and revoke them trade license. That's what I have to say.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
let me just say this.
Point.
I am wearing my orange hat tonight in solidarity with this young lady. When I saw the video today, I said, you know, I have to put on my orange hat tonight. This is labor law violation. This is discrimination. If this was in America, this business would have had a hefty lawsuit already. You know, lawyers don't play in America. Trust me. If this business, she needs to be sued for discrimination and against a customer. When you go into a business, you should be colorblind. You know, you're not serving only to orange or green or white or yellow. You're in business to generate revenues and make profit. Nobody goes into business to suffer a loss or break even. It's to become profitable. So what this needs to do now is for people to boycott this pharmacy, and if they have other franchise in other parishes, call for a boycott of them for discrimination against a female and political discrimination, because this in 2025 in this Jamaica space, this should not happen.
Exactly.
And if the Minister of Labor keeps silent, the guy from Clarendon, the girl from Clarendon, if she not come out and say something about this, you know, then it show you that them agree with the person, the owner of the pharmacy.
Definitely.
All right. No,
Fully agree,
yes, Byron.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at that in terms of, you know, melting pot argument, right, and Pastor Ricky, of course, right, when you look at that, it is, I mean, total discrimination, right, and that is not good business practice, right, and for you to invoke, right, the politics in your business to discriminate against her because she has a political party preference, and as a result of she being a PNP, she cannot shop, right? And you're not going to deliver service. I mean, come on. But since that is out there, we are anticipating how Andrew Holness is going to respond to that, because Andrew Holness said he's the Prime Minister for every Jamaican. So unless Andrew Holness is going to say, well, all right, you're going now, the person that would represent the People's National Party, she's not Jamaican. So we want to see how Andrew Holness is going to respond to this situation.
All right. And I'm going to close with saying this, right? When the boycott them.
Yeah.
Don't let them do this too, no. Remember, you know, you don't need your money, she have the things them are spoiled. She not have no job and her father can't pay like bill. Boycott them.
Exactly.
Them have to pay who them get them medication. Boycott them, not make Andrew them go buy it from them, Andrew them not even mandable. See? If you boycott them, most of them just say, no, enough is enough. I'll when them beg, make sure it locked down. Yeah. Do that, nobody not do it again. You know, so them couldn't run put me door.
Exactly.
Talk about my run.
You need to be boycotted.
Run the campaign.
You need to be boycotted.
You need to get boycotted right.
No, man, she out and right.
Art and pharmacy in a Mandeville, it will get boycott straight up. I will not stop beating it in the right through. But I continue to play this and tell them to boycott it.
Come on,
yes, boycott it. Yeah. Them too enough. My brothers.
Blessings.
Let me tell you now, when she was at
yeah,
what you do now? Why you make out the 200 ad because you don't have no, you don't know about your in fool, you know. Exactly. When say I have 200 hour accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know, accomplish nothing, man.
Yeah, that's not the reality on the ground.
Let me tell you something. You just come over here, sir.
50 achieve
accomplishment. So he needs and send out the police for antagonize and unalive the youth. That's his only and build prisons. That's
and
it.
That is not school. Okay. So your accomplishment, and you can't talk about the road. The highway, a PJ them here, just a continuation. So you can't talk about these things. They've got to talk about the weapon of mass destruction you buy for destroy Jamaica. You and your Chinese them. The one dirty cover Chinese, you know. Choker Chinese, you know. The other one we're putting a FID a Chinese and the one a NCB a Chinese them, you know. Go look on them. Yes? The whole year have a Chinese them a kilo Jamaican, and that me I tell you. Yes? I tell you about shoot and don't stop shoot. That's the one my name Crab. Yeah? The one my name Chuck him not good too. Everything where him do just get poor get a youth and attack establishment. You understand? Uno not good. Uno have Chinese that kill out black people in Jamaica and do this. Youth and youth. Uno look out in there, yeah? Yes, where's the Bible?
Well, I mean, you know, everything we say is right. You understand? It's just that Jamaica, we are talking to the electorate, right? You be a witness of all the evidence that we are presenting. When we speak around here, right, we show the evidence, we show the source of our information. We don't speak to a mic, you understand, and deceive, right, and misinform, right? We speak 100% truth, right? We normally go to the source of the information and present the information. So we are asking the electorate, be a witness, right, in terms of us on social media, showing you the evidence for you to make an informed decision. We know that this Andrew Holness-led government don't give them the chance, right, so that we can have a dictator in Jamaica. Jamaica, let me say this, our sovereignty is under threat. Our democracy is under threat. Don't give Andrew Holness this chance. Don't be naive as it relates to Germany, right, where Hitler had displayed similar behavior as it relates to Andrew Holness, breaching against, right, checks and balance, breaching against the walls of justice. What Germany had faced and what we have seen with the Jews, over 6 million Jews, you understand, were killed. We are not going to give this dictator that chance. And so then, again, let us do it as it relates to, you know, what we have said here. We don't want to putting up this pharmacy and Fontana, they don't pay import tax. Stafford run for the KIP already. Boy, so you see the evidence is there. That's why we are saying now, when we are speaking to our people, we present evidence. Right?
Yeah, people outside of them, we work with them. You know?
Yeah.
So can't tell them what they do. Yes.
So it is what it is.
You know, the Prime Minister is a threat to the democracy in Jamaica and his government, and he's an enemy of the state, and he needs to go with effect right now.
Yeah,
that's no joke.
That's it. Not true, better.
No joke.
Blessings.
Respect. Time, yeah.
Right.
Later.
Happy Father's Day when it comes.
Yeah, More two way about it. 1 a.m.